Ever first trades in goods we feel enhance a Guardian's journey.
Let's see what we've got for each other.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice shooting out there.
Dun dun dun.
Good. Stay sharp. Weren't you just here, Guardian?
Why'd you two break up?
Some of these rookies, Guardian. They're rude.
Do you like my Xur videos? Watch yesterday's TWAB video. I guarantee you'll enjoy it or your money back. Xur's on the EDZ.
Given
Featured
time,
exotics,
darkness
chain
will
lightning
encroach
delight. You
again.
can't see me.
We have to
Impenetrable
be ready.
barricades are a myth. And Galaxy Brain, the helmet. High roll on the verse, but
Are you smart?
do you like my Xur videos? Watch yesterday's TWAB video. I guarantee you'll enjoy it or your money back. Xur's on
Damage
the
reports
EDZ.
are coming in
Featured
across
exotics.
the system. My red jacks are spooked. Talk to me, Guardian.
Chain lightning delight.
Rumor
You
has
can't
it all
see
hell
me.
is broken
Impenetrable
loose.
barricades are a myth. And Galaxy Brain, the helmet. High roll on the
No.
verse, bad stats, bad
It's
roll on
not.
the sight,
No.
okay roll on the graviton. Weapon-wise, the revolver with timed payload is hilarious in PvP if you enjoy flinching people. Pick it up for a fun troll option, and IMO be sure to run it with a full auto weapon mod. Fatebringer Jr.'s on the table, but if you don't have a triple tap sniper for PvE, you could pick up Long Shadow, but I wouldn't call it a god roll. Overall, I'm more disappointed in these weapon rolls than my parents are of me. Wait, what? Armor-wise, Warlocks have not bad leg armor, nab it if you need it. Not terrible armor for Titans, but high-ish mobility, you can do better. Literally all 4 armor rolls for the Hunter are in their 60s, because of course they are. If you're a Hunter main, grab whichever roll you need most, because you really can't go wrong. Pick up whatever you don't have, or if the roll's better than what you got, like, comment, sub, peace. Do you like?
Many cells passed away, but I bring a message from the
The
night.
Cabal are bringing in a fortified mining lander. I believe this means a resource grab.
It was the Nine's. Now it is yours.
That was you find another place in entertainment book.
It is yours
Hey,
now.
you!
Well.
Clear out!
I'd expect a Cabal
There's
mining
no other
expedition to be
places
heavily
anyways.
armed. Be careful.
It was the Nine's. Now it is yours.
Mwah. Oh,
It was never mine.
We got that ship. That's a black eye for them.
Do not go looking for the Nine.
I heard those explosions from here. What was that?
Oh, just us taking out a mining lander, a ship, and a commander.
As you do. I stand in awe.
Ooh, ooh. Just sitting on the couch at the moment.
laying on the floor in my room.
Is where else are you gonna
Yeah, exactly.
go? Did you manage to fix the Oculus?
Nah. I don't know how to fix it.
Some of the cells in this body began on this world. How strange.
like the actual principles of the universe are based upon the sword logic and not the bomb logic, or just neither of them. The existence just is, perhaps, you know? Like, it's stating a baseline set of rules and principles for the universe without giving some kind of backup to them. It even just says, simply because this was, you know, this is the way it's supposed to be. Which, fundamentally, I don't trust, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it is really hard for me to sit there and accept plain principles from the very beginning of the universe. And even when the Traveler, if it ever so decides to just go ahead and do this as well, drops its principles in theory, I'm going to have to take the same skepticism, because both of these would be biased viewpoints, you know? Like, you are sitting there and you cannot look at this with any level of objectivity if you believe that one is correct over the other, you know? Like, maybe there is truth in both stories if there are similarities, but at the end of the day, I don't think I trust either of them completely with this. This is very clear that there's perspective and opinion here, you know?
Yeah.
And that's, of course, if there's similarity in any of their stories, which maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but, you know, like, basically, this entire thing paints the darkness as the one that was following the rules from the first principle, because the rules of the universe, according to it, are the rules of the darkness, right? And we are going to be allowed to live. Again, I disagree with that, because I think that's making a bold claim about the nature of the universe from the first principle. You know?
Yeah. So the other thing, and you didn't say this, but I think it's important to note.
I think I know where you're going. We'll go for it.
Is that for an entity that is incredibly obsessed with things functioning properly and being clean and working out logically and having order, it certainly uses chaos a lot, right? Which is antithetical to its own statements about itself. And that could be, I mean, and inside of that could be its expression of its logic, right? Like, well, now that you've fucked everything up, of course it's crazy until I fix it. But we actually
clean knife edge, you know?
Until the game has reached its final shape. Which, again, who's to decide that? And the game that, when they're describing the game in parallel, they're in parable, the game, the flower game, lasts forever. So it can't have a final shape. Right. Which was another thing. That was the other thing that stood out about the logic of the parable that really confused me. Because seeking a final shape for a game that generates swirling galaxies and, you know, gigantic dead zones and all of this other stuff that happens in the flower game, but to the assumption that along this infinite plane of flowers, there's going to be some sort of ultimate final shape in its infinity. You can't trust it. That defies the logic and structure of the game, to me. And I think it's important to look for cognitive, like, dissonance or bias like that when you're analyzing someone's work, because it can speak to where they are inserting their opinion.
So kind of on that note, I feel as though the perfect final shape that they reference in this is just the nature of the game as it starts, right? Like, that's, I think, what they're trying to state, because it always corrects itself to that state, and then, you know, it always ends the same way, which, if you look at the sword logic, the darkness will always end the same way with regards to the universe. Like, the strongest will always be the victors, and there's no room for anything interesting or diverse, which is really the kind of problem that the Traveler sort of brings forward. So when you look into all of that, I think that's what's really kind of important to know. I think that it goes back to the way the darkness is framing everything. It's framing everything as though the universe was just kind of almost perfect in its eyes, you know? Like, the game just played out and it simply was, you know? There's no implication of anything even being wrong, because at this moment in time, maybe there's no conception of what right or wrong is as far as Discord is concerned, right? So I think that the game, as the darkness describes it, is supposed to be, and this kind of leads me again to that conclusion of, like, I can't trust it. You know, I think it's supposed to be this idea of, hey, this is the darkness and this is what it's doing, and you know, this is the final shape as the universe dictates it, and it's always been this way. And again, I fundamentally don't trust that, because again, it implies a lot of stuff about the beginning of the universe that we just don't know to be true. Like, yeah. By that same token, you can say the same thing for light. Yeah, I
Go for swim today?
I'm still left fundamentally disagree
No.
about that, you know?
No. The one thing that you can take away about the light, I feel like, with the safe certainty is, it
Why
is
does it
of
mean
an
I feel
equivalent level
like
of
it?
existence and strength as the darkness. Like,
Oh, how'd the
darkness talks
optometry
about it
go?
like a companion, like a friend.
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's just a
like an
traffic
equal,
checkup.
yeah. And the first time I was reading through this, everyone was
Yeah,
like,
so
"Oh, well,
the
like, you know, like,
contacts
well, the light
will
looks like an
definitely
asshole." And the
make my
second one was
eyes
like, "Well,
better.
how do we even trust the light?" Or like,
Better
all this
than
other stuff,
glasses
like, maybe he's
everywhere.
lying. And I thought it was really interesting
So
because in a
I'm
space
gonna wear them.
where
I'm gonna see them
the
in
author
6 months'
could
time
very easily kind of reach
and
out
see how
and
they go. Because my eyes are
strongly decry the
if
level
they're
of like power
like
or existence or strength
on the
that his
extremely large
adversary
end
has.
of the.
It
I
doesn't.
don't know how to say this.
It's very
They're like
complimentary. Like there's the only digs
they're
that start happening
very, very
as a
big.
traveler are in its
Yes,
behavior.
my eyes are very
or the
big.
light is in its
And
behavior.
big eyes are
towards
not
the
good for
game
contact
later
lenses.
on, which are completely
Um,
totally
I thought that was
unsubstantiated.
just some.
Yeah, plus it's
like,
very eloquent and very kind of,
I
I want to say
didn't realise
almost
that were, like,
surgical about it, you know?
contacts.
Oh,
Like,
no,
it
yeah,
doesn't say
they
the traveler
were-
was
they are
enraged, it says the
ones.
traveler was vexed, which is just a very
But
eloquent
they
way of
work,
saying they
so
got
he's going to
angry.
give me
And then when
like
it
a
talks
6
about
month sort of
the actions of the
supply
traveler, they quote
worth
it,
of contact lenses of these same ones.
They don't make
Um,
any assumptions about the
but
nature of the traveler, or they
He's
don't
going to
say,
see at the end of the
like,
6
cried like a
months
little baby.
um,
Look at this little
how
guy.
they
What the
Yeah.
are on my
no, it
eyes
goes
because
ahead and
they're
it's like,
so close.
you know, it simply said
Like they
this,
fit so
and
close
I
around my
replied,
eye.
and then it did
He
this, you know,
prefers
it's
to have
leaving
the
its
contact
actions
lenses sit at
to
least
be
a
what you
millimeter
have that judgment from.
out from your eye, and mine sit literally
that's probably
right
why
on the
I
very
think
edge of
it's
it,
good
which
to
can
say
lead
it's
to like
like
some
it's the same
damage
kind
to
of
the outside of
Pick
your
them
eye.
opponent
So he said
stands,
that he's just going to see
raise
how
a
it
die.
goes. He said that he's going to roll the dice with me and see whether or not I get any damage to my eyes. And if I do, then he's going to give me some bigger contacts. But he said that he's not going to give them to me straight away because they're very old technology, he said. And they're very, very floppy and hard to put in. So
Your ally is the only one
he's
left.
just going to see how I go with these
Trust
ones.
them to get this done.
Because
You didn't come here to
they
lose,
don't make them
Guardian.
any
Show
bigger.
them what vengeance looks like.
There's like this size and then the big fat floppy ones, and
You're down.
that's it.
But not out.
And then I also got some eye lube. Yes.
One opponent left. They don't stand a chance.
Hopefully then I won't
Enemy team
be
eliminated.
so
Tell them
tired.
to stay down. This tie won't last for long with you in the match, Guardian. Only one enemy remains. Don't let them catch their breath. Can you taste that? It's called victory.
Can you taste that? It's called victory.
You're in the lead. Keep this momentum.
What?
just the voice line.
One opponent left. They don't stand a chance. Ha! You put an end to that, didn't you? Slow down, Guardian. Your opponents can hardly keep up. And then there was one. You've lost this round, but victory is still in reach. Take it. Stay the path, Guardian. It leads to
What do you
victory.
mean? You can hear him.
I could only hear that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he is screaming his head off.
One opponent left. They don't stand a chance. All enemies down. Your team stands victorious. Victory is at your fingertips. Reach for it.
Crotchman.
Yep.
That sounds like a great person to meet.
Your ally is the only one left. Trust them to get this done. One opponent left. They don't stand a chance. You're all down. That's all right. Stand up and fight again. Victory is at your fingertips. Reach for it. One opponent left. They don't stand a chance. Your team is down. Fight in their stead. Your enemy shall remember you for that. Everyone is going to remember you. The darkness doesn't scare me. Whenever it rears its ugly head, you'll knock it clean off.
Excuse me. Nothing interesting to report.
What do you mean by interesting?
Anything interesting happened today?
Nah. It's the same old, same old.
Same old, same old.
Yeah.
That's better than old, same old, same old, same.
Exactly. I'm gonna go help my mom wrap my brother's presents. I'll be back.
Okay, yo.
I love you.
I love you too. What's going on in here?
Sex.
Ooh.
No, we're loading up for a GM.
Ah, yeah.
Because we're little beanos, boys. Hilarious. Tower, both in the tower. I'll just join in you now.
No, I'm gonna join. Are you in the orbit? We'll join you.
Oh yeah, it's too late.
Okay.
Sorry. That's good tea, though. Holy shit.
Good fucking tea.
WT, aka we.
Ah.
What did Jack
So
Harlow do?
just so you know, Ethan, everything's locked. So get your shit now. It's unstoppable overload.
Fucking bitch 29. Love to see it.
So just chuck either fusion rifle, fusion rifle stuff on with particle.
Yes, particle dig on, and chuck that back on.
I was about to check your mods, like which ones you have unlocked. I can't do that.
I've got particle dig on unlocked.
No, but I meant for your unstoppable thing.
Elimination.
If you have the fusion rifle one, you can just keep the tarantula on. Oh my god, I've never seen your
beginners
Titan's
here.
face.
Be ready for
Yeah,
anything.
because I think it's
Your
because he doesn't
team
have his
is
helmet
relying on you.
Hello there.
It glitches the hell out and sometimes looks cool.
Hello there.
I wasn't paying attention.
Shit.
Bro, Ethan, you're Titan mad cute.
Thanks, bro.
Is that when you're ready, Ethan?
Oh, yes! 1329 helmet!
Your
Let's
teammate
fucking
is
go.
alone.
Subclass.
Let them focus.
Ah.
You're running top tree soul. Ethan, could you run?
Void.
That's actually what tree it is. Yeah, void, but maybe not
You
top
didn't
tree.
come here to
Put it on
lose,
Rocket
Guardian. Show them what vengeance
just
looks
run.
like.
Run.
Middle tree, and then when you pop your super,
The
hold
score
Alt,
means
and it
nothing.
creates like a blocky
Eyes
shield for us
forward.
that we can shoot through, and they can't shoot through, and it's really useful.
I can chuck some gauntlets on there you can shoot through with my barricade from.
Ah, nah. It'll break too fast in this content. And we do have a div. What?
Heavy, just tarantula.
Wait, do you have your div on as well?
No, you've got div.
Yeah, and he's got div. So he had div as well.
Only one enemy remains.
Do we want two divs?
Don't let them catch their
Where's my
prey.
age? Hold up.
Do you have? No, you don't.
Is there another one that does overload? I've only,
Let's go.
I meant like another exotic, because I've only found the Devil's Run and the one that does the other one.
Victory.
You wish.
Good explanation.
It's called good
my-
explanation.
It's neck and neck.
Yeah.
For now.
Was my 1,000 voices gone for my Titan?
Guys, I got a banner called Made Shack's Proud. He's so proud of me.
Made Shack. There we go. What the fuck are you in there? Christian.
What raid is... What strike is the Grandmaster or something?
The one we farm. You know,
Yeah, the
where
one
we
you speed run, where you can pretty much just run through it normally for
Like
like
a shadow.
2
Your
minutes.
ally is the
That's
only
what it's
one
called, yeah.
left.
What do I need?
Trust them to get this done.
I got
You
unstoppable
just-
bolts and shit.
You just need unstoppable and then something for overload, and I'm having a blank of where the fuck your character is living in the menus. It's not boot you on to inspect.
One
Bro, I hadn't rolled my
opponent
guns for
left.
yesterday.
They
And,
don't
like,
stand a
first-
Your
chance.
unstoppable thing still is the wrong one.
They
You
won
don't have a
this
pulse
round, but
rifle,
don't let it
Ethan.
throw you. You can win the next.
You could put, if you have the
I
other
check
one
my-
unlocked. No, just change it to fusion rifle.
Oh, yes, no one.
Your
Oh, wait,
opponents are
you're
a
gonna have to
step
maybe
ahead,
turn off
but only a step.
solar and stasis flows. Oh no, you won't need that one. Ice and fire you probably won't need. Fuck, 'cause this one costs 6. Oh, you have 6 now, but now you don't have your. Okay. It's up to you if you want to do it like that.
How are those? Whatever.
One opponent left. They don't stand a chance.
Josh.
Maybe on your
They
chest
were
piece
running
change
for the
that to
door,
recovery.
and you slammed it
Just
in
then
their
you'll heal a
face.
bit faster.
I can't read my screen, fam. In it, fam.
Oh, wait, how much is Trace Rifle?
It's
Yeah,
neck
you got
and neck.
space.
Chopper,
For now.
please. Please,
Yeah,
lie down.
Yeah. Put anything on your helmet.
True. I just got that helmet. I need a...
I know, you look like Chappie with it on.
I'm gonna check my...
Chappie was a weird movie. I kind of liked it.
What do you mean? Chappie was best movie.
Yo, Connor.
Just say Chappie.
What were you gonna say about your Gunsmith bounties?
Only one enemy
You get like a good.
remains.
What'd you get? What's the?
Don't let them catch their breath. Your
I think I got
teammate is
now my
alone.
best roll of
Oh,
shot.
now.
Let them focus.
Hell yeah. What's the shepherd's
They
watch
won
get?
this round, but don't let it throw you. You can win the next.
Ready, Ethan?
W.
Some other stuff.
Yeah,
I got like a
that should
PvP,
That should be good. Yeah, is that good?
Your team is behind.
PvP Cartesian coordinate. Try that out at some point.
Love that. Love that.
I should have run
Maybe-
instead of.
Java,
Maybe
either lie down on
instead
the,
of
you can't
resilience
just
on
lie
your
down.
helmet, maybe put that on discipline or like even recovery. Maybe to go discipline just so you've got more nades. Nades don't fucking do much, do they? Actually, because I think once you get to like 50 resilience, it starts doing other shit to your shield cap.
Only one enemy
It's not really
remains.
doing anything. Doesn't do
Don't
much
let
in
them
PvP
catch
anyway.
their breath.
PvE anyway.
Just as a thing for you, I would change that resilience on your goals to recovery. I think having 78 resilience on
Only
recovery is
one
better.
enemy remains.
I didn't notice that.
Don't let them catch
Who the
their
fuck
breath.
didn't tell me?
Thank you for someone
Sunday
checking my
had another
stats.
fucking
Your
Minecraft
team
series. I'm gonna piss on you, man. Sunday.
Sunday.
I fuck with, I don't know. It could be the child in me. But like, I love fucking Sunday
Time
Minecraft.
to turn the
I don't know.
tides in
What?
your favor.
Odd take. Odd
Did
take.
anything happen? Did he ever come? Has he made anything with Lancey again, bro? I remember I used to love him and Lancey. It was so
I don't
funny.
know. I watched his Skyblock
Nancy's the one he took into, was it Crazy Craft? No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Skyblock.
No, that was Craner,
It was
wasn't it?
Craner,
Even
bro. Does he even
Craner.
talk to Craner anymore?
Lancy was the one before
Craner
Craner,
left
wasn't
him, bro. He left him for
Only
fucking
one
Slogo
enemy
Man,
remains.
fucking Crabble Cup, and fucking
Don't let
Jelly
them
and
catch
shit.
their breath.
No, I
Better off for it.
Enemy team
I mean, wait.
eliminated.
He gets at
Tell them
he's
to
averaging
stay
like
down.
1 to 2 million views a fucking video. He's still popping off.
Nah,
Like-
I don't like him.
Victory is
But
within
it's a lot of
reach.
Fortnite shit.
Don't
I
let
don't like
up.
it.
Yeah. As soon as he started doing Fortnite, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, he still plays Among Us. FNAF daycare attendant mod in Among Us. No,
Wait, do I run Divinity?
that is disgusting. Fuck,
I
I'll
don't
watch
really
one of his
need two
videos.
divs. Like, the only reason I'm running div is because I can, like, stasis fuck it over.
I'll run Trinity
Only
Golden.
one enemy remains. Don't let
Yeah,
them
that could
catch
work,
their
yeah.
breath.
Good for clear as well. So. And I don't have any other bows, so.
You
no, I do.
personally turn the tide. I love it.
Do you have an Arbalest? Wait, no, Arbalest is... No, wait, never
Anything
mind.
more
Arbalest is
satisfying
barrier.
than this.
I need to grab
Not
my
for
out
me.
of my storage and just
Watching you makes me shiver.
That was
If not, then you got the fucking Devil's Run that you could use, but I don't think you got that.
probably not. I'll craft something. Let's see. I'll
Anyway, you'll be
craft-
fine. Just maybe chuck a pulse rifle on your primary and just get rid of the other thing. I'm just thinking stat-wise, it might be annoying.
Yeah.
Do you have a space pulse rifle just lying around?
Yeah. 1320, it's the fully auto pulse rifle as well.
That's okay. I get what you mean, but it sounded weird when you phrased it.
What?
I swear Brock was playing Hunter earlier.
He's playing. Oh, we're doing.
I'm on my Warlock now.
I can't remember. Something. We're doing something.
All 5 team members. Oh, okay. You need literally one more light so you can join us.
Right.
You have a bit of gear that's a bit low. And okay, that 1320 pulse rifle you can't use. Oh, you've got 2 1320 things. Yeah, that fixes you.
But what's the very bare minimum?
1345.
Okay, 45. I'm being chill on that.
Alrighty, are you all ready now? What, you changed that mod out, Ethan?
What mod? Which one?
on your arms, so you've got unstoppable.
Fusion.
I'd probably just, cause I did see that it was a heavy one. Maybe just use that for DPS and use the unstoppable pulse rifle, because then it's free, just free ammo.
Okay, so I'll chuck recovery on. Use the pulse rifle on, yeah, the pulse rifle.
And I'm sorry to just keep changing everything on you.
That's good. That's good.
Alright, are we all ready? You ready, Connor?
He was born ready.
Is Connor here?
Wait, sorry, are we ready to go?
Yeah, are we ready to go?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
good, sorry, I'm watching a 4-year-old video about why.
Why?
And it literally said about Crainer and Sunday. And I mean, Crainer's literally gone, like, bro, his mental health was, I think it was about mental health shit, and he was like, man, he's like, he talked to him. I don't think it's bad. I don't think any of it's toxic. Ethan, I think you're wrong. I think they're just friends, but...
They don't play together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're fine. Crainer's fine. He's
I was gonna say, it would be like Markiplier and Jack, but that's changed now. They've started playing again.
Well, they were always friends.
No, they're always friends. But like, it's just, they just left for a little bit.
Did they stop playing together again? I haven't been paying
Yeah, because they kept getting ships, and it was just gross. So they're just like, no, we don't like this anymore. But then they started playing, what's that game called? What's that zombie game you got me to get, Ethan?
Dying Light.
No. GTFO, sorry, that one.
GTFO.
They started playing that together. And yeah. I
That's
don't
always,
think they've
Jack's.
played anything else.
That's
They
always,
played a
Storm
spaceship
Jack.
one.
I heard something about Long Jack.
Oh, I was always a Jack enjoyer more than a...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like Jack, except Markiplier.
I don't know, he's just been popping up way more in my feed, so I've been watching him more.
Markiplier was always my guy.
Yeah, it's fair.
I remember the time, guys. Do you remember the time where PewDiePie was blue, Markiplier was red, and Jacksepticeye was green?
Yes.
Bro.
I remember that time I ratioed them all on Twitter. What?
What?
That's literally so crazy, Connor. Because I never asked if you ratioed them on Twitter. Like, I can't
Oh my god, I've got
remember.
no fucking case
God
of catching up to your level
damn.
anymore.
Alright, now Ethan?
Yes.
GMs are insane.
Hell.
You just have to be really careful.
Oh, we have revives. Oh,
Yep. So don't just go running in, we've just got to take it slow.
yeah, that's fine. Oh, God.
And
Oh,
those
wait a
things-
minute.
Those Centurion things will one-shot.
Yep.
You're dead.
Just like that.
Is this the one? Is this the one where it's like the taken like?
Yeah, they're
balls
taking
and-
balls.
I don't
And
like
then-
this.
I got his res.
I don't like this.
What do you call it? And then at
don't
the
like
very
this
end,
one,
the
it's the
boss is
easiest
so
one.
pissed.
Yeah,
Like it's literally insane.
Elimination.
He died, but his bullets kept coming, man.
I hate that there's so
You
many
only have
bullets!
one life,
There's a dart, leave!
Make it count.
Alrighty, that's a wipe.
yeah.
Wow. It really do be like that.
I think I got stuck on you trying to slide
I'm
away.
gonna get off for dinner. I'll be back pretty shortly.
Alrighty.
Teammate is alone.
Did you run?
Let them focus. Only one enemy remains.
A higher light.
Don't let
Does
them
the
catch their
specific
breath.
light of the
You're all
gun
down.
matter
That's
for
all
damage,
right.
or just your
Stand
light?
up.
When you're shooting something with a
Fight again.
1320 gun, it treats you as 1320 for damage, yeah.
So it'd
Your
be better
team
if
is
it was
behind.
1330.
Fight back.
Yes. Right, there's like a fly that's at the end of its
Have to
days. You know
have
how
the
flies
weapon
get...
to get the catalyst.
Yes. You know how flies, when they're like near death, they just become like a bitch, and they just like sit somewhere, and even if you like push them away, they won't fly or anything? Like, I don't care, man. Just let me fucking die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Your
Kinda.
ally is the only one left.
I always have this... there's just flies.
to
Like,
get
sometimes
this
they'll be
done.
like, you know, you go
They
anywhere
want
near
this
them, and like,
round,
fuck!
but
And they
don't
run.
let it
And then
throw you.
the old ass ones just
You
go, I don't
can
care
win the
anymore,
next.
man. Push me away. I'm just gonna sit here. Fuck you.
Like when you catch the fucking flies
Your
as
team
well.
is behind. Fight
I
back.
don't catch him. This one's just chilling on my desk with me, so I'll live out my days with him.
He's just watching, man. Anyway, let's go again, but safer. The beginning of this is probably one of the harder bits, in my opinion. Just getting through that little choke.
I'm worried for our DPS again, but we'll see what
No one left but
What do
you.
you okay? Ethan's
Who
running
cares?
Trinity Tarantula.
You have everything you need to win. Learn from your mistakes.
I think
Make
at
the enemy
end,
pay for that one.
Divinity. What do you have on your reads?
Your
The end, it
opponents
might
are
be a
step
shout
ahead,
to
but only a step.
not Divinity the boss, Brock, and just try heavy ammo him.
Yep.
Because I think that was what. I mean, you didn't have Div last time, but I think it might be better if we just hit. If we all have to make sure we have heavy to the end there. So like, if you don't have much heavy left,
Is down. Fight in
don't spend
their
it
stead.
before the final boss. We'll get it, but you know.
You're all down. That's all
There's
right.
so many like stains on the
Stand
screen. I
up
probably flicked
and
fucking.
fight again.
Probably spat on it in anger.
Fly guts.
No, I haven't killed the fly.
Spat on it in anger.
Opponents
Oh,
have
God.
match point.
How do
Take
you
it
get
back
the
from them.
time loss Fatebringer?
I thought the strike was called Puppy Dog.
Puppy Dog.
They just called it Stray Coat. Storm Coat, sorry. I didn't have the subtitles on.
I do. Some of this dialogue is so
One
hard to hear.
opponent left.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance.
Get
Scared
ratio
to-
silent.
Scared to go around any corner now. Just die.
Yeah, you have to take shit slow. Look, we will like guide you through what's where, like each ad, because we've done this a couple of times. So we're fine with
That
that.
overloads you all there.
No
Not
champions for a
one
hot minute.
single opponent stands. An utter thrashing.
They both fucking lit me up, man.
Oh wait, can you chuck a shield down?
Opponents have match point.
Can.
Take it back from them.
I hope you put it in. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Never mind. What the fuck happened
What
there?
the fuck?
You can hold it on me.
Yeah, just get Connor. But you watched that happen, yeah?
It went over my thing.
It's spazzed out.
It kind of went. Oh no! Be careful! Be careful! Be careful! Wall's gone.
Your ally is the only one left. Trust them to get
Are you
this
running
done.
solo?
Your teammate is alone. Let them focus.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in on its way.
Dust yourself off.
Was that
There
a
is
yeah?
no shame in being
I'm
knocked
running
down.
Obelisk, but they have arc shields.
No, I meant
He is.
just your
You can't
subclass
win
because
them
I
all.
remember getting. I just saw the healing.
Neither
And I
can
can't
the
if you can do that.
Sorry.
Fight again. Crush them.
I'm gonna just dink this boy out with my bow for now and try not to use heavy on him because he's relatively okay to take out.
Yeah, no.
Like he doesn't heal. We can take him slow.
And stuff falls with the fucking nicer ones. I'm gonna push out a little bit, try and get him come here.
And the other
I'd
thing
stand
that I
here
really
and
enjoyed when I was
skin.
reading about it is you can sort of
No,
see
I'll try to
the logical
get here.
underpinning that every race you combat corrupts.
might
Like
back
the
up.
different
No,
ways
he's coming
to
out
seek
to you,
the
Brooke. Take
final,
care.
like the Hive are seeking it solely by
Oh, this
destroying
motherfucker's a
everything that
tanky.
isn't them or isn't strong enough
There's
to
one
survive.
more Scion
And they
Binch, who is now
are kind of gladiatorial in that sense. Like if you kill me, I'll stay
and
dead.
Ethan to take out these things.
Like if
Pretty
you
much just let
actually,
me
if
do
you
it, but
figure
can
out how
stand
to
on top
actually
and
kill
take
me,
damage.
sure
So
I'm
I
dead.
just stand on here and
But in any other format, you're dead.
Don't stand in the
And you
blacktop,
should have
it'll
been
kill
dead
you super
permanently
quickly.
dead because I
We've all
exist.
learnt this the hard way.
And you can also,
Also,
see
once we get to points with Taken
you know,
Knights,
the
their
way the
fire
Vex
is
corrupted or any of this other stuff,
that shit
which I really
melts you.
liked. My
Did
concern
it revive Scout back?
after
Stay back
reading
here.
After
all of this,
we get it
is,
after every champion we kill.
That's the bench. There's also a Hobgoblin on the left. Be careful of
if
those
Yeah,
guys.
he's lower. Yeah, I think I
these
got him.
entities or powers have always existed,
Life.
and if there's always shadow and there's always light,
Oh wait,
maybe the only way
Don't worry about
so
diving him right now.
fix
I've got bow.
all of this is
I'd say leave
to
this. I'd say don't worry about div spamming
turn
this
it
guy
all
because
off.
he's very.
Mhm.
Unless he walks to the
Um,
right, that's the only time.
I just wanted to show
would
Ethan the
mean
funny
that we
thing.
would destroy the darkness and we
Oh,
would
he's
destroy
Yeah.
the light.
I'll wait for the next
and
one.
then everything would go back to the way that it was.
I will still
So
throw
it's at
this
this
out.
point that I refer to another really nerdy science fiction property. Have you ever watched
Be careful,
Babylon
Brock, he's
5?
lighting you up.
I've not watched Babylon 5.
Holy, okay.
I really need to. Everyone tells me I need to,
So
but
it-
I'm familiar with the universe.
It's wonderful in terms of just everything because you're going to experience the beautiful computer animation in
ratio on this
240p
overlay,
and it's glorious and yeah, there's a lot of love to be had for that just from the generation it's from.
Yeah, it's just like,
But
I'm
the reason I bring it
arguing
up is because there's a bigger kind of I won't do too many spoilers for people who haven't
Oh,
seen
be
it.
careful
But
the Hobgoblin
there is
on
a
the right.
bigger
Shit,
war
okay,
at
done.
play than the main characters and the main kind of factions
think most
within
of
the
Thor picked
universe initially
Oh,
portray.
it's
And the bigger
taken-
war is effectively between a protagonist and an antagonist that then sort of turn against each other, and then they both become antagonists, kind of.
I'll try and get
then
the little
it's
one
left
first.
After that, to
Unstoppable's coming, two of them.
Yeah, big one's
end up
rushing.
leaving the universe, and they leave the younger.
Yeah, once these guys
not part of them at all, and are much more understandable because these other two entities are just like vast and
Oh, hey, one's coming.
hard to
frozen.
discern. Yeah, they basically just leave those younger races to make the world for themselves. And that, I feel like,
slow as fuck.
if you take a look at Destiny's grand journey, one of the ways they could play it to continue the universe is that we as Guardians are the quote-unquote younger races. We are those difference makers. And we basically just start this entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah, just
this
light that other guy
process
up
of the
then.
darkness and light disbanding.
What are you using for
kind
your
of.
heavy?
We still end up
Tornado.
keeping our powers because video game.
Is that a linear?
But
Yeah,
no,
it's like
that
the better one
basically
of
stopped
yours,
their
only
grander
because
war,
yours
and
is
we
stasis
say
one,
we choose
like,
our
this
own
one's
path.
void.
We do not choose
Oh,
to be
yeah, so
defined
that
by
we
the
can
sword
do
or the bomb
something.
logic. We choose our own existence, you know?
Be careful
Which
of darts
I think
in that
would be
bitch.
a
Like, I still
really
haven't
way
figured
of
out what
playing
the
with
void
these,
does
like,
on guns.
different bits together.
stasis,
but, I
you
mean, whether that
Sorry,
ends
yeah,
up
stasis.
working out nicely or
No,
not,
void
I'd stand
does.
back and let me clear this. Oh my god, I'm gonna.
But again,
My space bar's not working. Okay,
Super,
Lord.
super curious about what the bomb logic is.
I mean, I
Okay,
just
so,
got this keyboard, man. It's a bit of a
basically, everyone kind of
Also,
knows
Raiders,
what
hello.
it's a
Raiders, yeah.
Steel Series. But
Oh,
it's
just three.
to give you
Oh,
an
sorry,
idea of what the
Apex
sword logic
3.
is, I really need to explain the bomb
Is that
logic.
the
If you
quiet
want a much
Yeah,
more
that's the
in-depth
quiet
explanation
one.
of all of this,
Yeah,
my
it's that
best recommendation for
Yeah, I've
you is
got Apex
go and
3.
read the Mara
Yeah,
Senna
the Apex.
and the Awoken of the Reef book, because
I
they give
remember
you
which
a
one we
really
got
good
you.
explanation,
Really Apex
which is
3.
way more in-depth than mine. But to give you the basic version of it, bomb
I got a
logic is
Razor
to sword
Huntsman
logic
Tournament
as
edition.
light is to dark, right?
Oh,
So
man, this
it
fucking
kind of goes
fucking
back to
shit.
that first principle argument between the darkness and the traveler that you see
uses
within
lasers.
the garden, right? The winnower sits there and is a fan of life
Oh,
and is a fan of
God.
complexity. And the main complaint about the game that they have is that it always ends the same way, right? Which, you know,
Yeah.
it is understandable because the
Oh, he's staying stunned.
then
He's
it's sort of
staying
become
gone.
boring, and you know, that's point of view, admittedly, but
I
still.
have one more heavy brick out there.
The darkness, on the other
gonna be
hand, is
heavy now,
fine with
which
the
is
game
frustrating.
because it always ends with the
I might
strongest
ult these
outcome
guys.
being the winner, and it'll
Oh, I've got
eliminate
an
as a
arbalist
result.
to deal with the shields, but
Bomb
if you want
logic
to,
and sword
those
logic
dark
are a
things
reflection of that.
will also one shot
Sword
you.
logic is
A lot of
basically
stuff
saying
just kill
the
you.
mightiest
Oh, I
will
got
survive,
each then
and it's
eliminate
really
your
simple,
enemy
it's,
and
you claim
protect your
victory by
team.
following
W
that
timing.
doctrine
Bingo.
by proving
timing.
your strength over the rest of the universe and making them
These
basically
dudes shield blast.
Yeah, no, they're
there is strength from diversity, and there is
got
strength
nothing
from
for shields, yeah.
Match game points for a second.
strength
Only
is
one
general
matching
enemy
man that you
remains.
had
but also
takes
from the
20 years.
complexity
Don't let
that
them
that
catch their
brings.
breath.
So the reason why it's called bomb logic leads into this, because if you deconstruct all the parts,
Yeah, there's a little bit of special in front of us if you can see that. I don't know if that's just my side.
like a trigger is nothing. It's not connected to a detonator and to an explosive and all that stuff. When you link them together, they become
I didn't see that one coming.
powerful. And this is
Opposing
kind
team
of
eliminated.
Are you not a solar
You're a
solar
force
type?
of nature, Guardian.
seeing Mara's vision.
Oh yeah,
of
true,
Oryx.
my bad.
She sees that there is a sword.
Yeah, the super's better.
that cuts her and like
Your
basically
opponent
takes her
is
from the
falling
universe.
behind.
You'll see.
Show
Yeah,
them
it's like
they
a big
can't
wall.
catch up.
But she discerns that there is a way that she can beat this.
I think I've
which
seen
is
it being
by
used.
using that attack as part of a more complex plan and allowing herself to then survive.
Oh,
Only
run
one
away!
enemy
Someone used the
remains.
wrong gun as well.
Blazing Staff
Don't let them
pot with
catch
the
their
light
breath.
basically
Yeah,
builds more complex
Okay, we can try and take out
plans.
that bitch, but this guy's shooting at us.
When you take a look at
Not
that in
one
particular,
single
Mara's plan
opponent
eventually
stands.
becomes
Just juggle between them.
there within
Shoot the one that
Oryx's
isn't
own
ever
throne
stunned.
world until I can be reborn and I can make it back to the shores of Eleusinia. But in the
Stay the
process,
path,
a big
Guardian.
part of the plan
It
was to
leads to
help
victory.
destroy the Hive fleet. And so she is basically counting on the Guardians to be another part of that. In this sense, her death is kind of
Your
like Oryx.
ally is the only one
His
left.
sword to the mechanism of the
Trust
bomb,
them
and
to
she
get
literally
this
talks
done.
about his sword
They won this
as if
round,
it was
but
the
don't let
trigger
it
for the
throw you.
explosion to go off.
You
right?
can win the
so
next.
it's one thing of like the sword logic may
did
just
I
be
have a
about
boss
hey,
spec on this thing?
kill something, dominate it, and you've proven
Ooh,
yourself.
that was-
lead
that would have been a
But
good
is
combo. I
yours.
don't know if I did
gains
that.
within the
Don't
game
let
of the sword logic, right?
I got minus
So
spec and
you can
major
sit there
spec.
and you can
Oh,
become
major
way
spec
more
isn't boss spec,
powerful
is it?
if you potentially conquer
Ah,
that
my
one
bad.
version of the game with your turn. It's a really complicated way of explaining it, but basically, It's all boils down to complexity versus simplicity.
Yeah.
Do we have wolves?
It continues the symmetry, right? The more
It's a one-on-one fight now. This is
symmetry is
it.
great,
You're the
but
last one standing.
always
Show them
symmetry
what
in
one
the way
guardian
things
can
are
do.
expressed, and
They're all
so
Yeah, they're all gonna spawn
essentially,
under
this is a
the
question
trust
that
land
is
sign.
really good because
Fight again.
the philosophical
close
underpinnings
game.
of sword logic are
Hit
sort of
the
ingrained
balance.
into all of Western civilization, so it's really easy for us to understand that the big man with the biggest weapon is probably going to survive if he wants to kill everyone else. What is more difficult to understand is the idea that complexity is greater strength.
And
So,
then there was one.
to again pull on a
God, I'm
biblical
shooting everyone
reference,
but the one I want to shoot.
it's David and Goliath.
They won this
Goliath had
round, but don't
one
let it throw
very
you.
strong
You can win the
aspect.
next.
Wow.
Size, strength, clear winner.
Try to take that wall up, and I'll try and get the,
in
get
the
the little
room, right?
ones.
And David had a
Score
slingshot, which is
means
something
nothing.
that, in and of
Drive
itself, a
Oh,
string
you
of
fucking-
leather with a pocket in it and a
stop
rock
that.
from a river, all among themselves do nothing. But in that interaction, it resulted in the end of a war.
Team is
So
down. Fight in there. It's a one-on-one
Dude, that's
fight
actually
now.
a perfect way of
This
describing it.
is it.
So it is incredibly reductionist to assume that something simple as
Oh, one on the
might
left.
be its
Matches
most
it over
useful
yet,
or
Guardian.
beneficial.
Rally
All
and
of the
fight.
parts in your computer in and of themselves don't do anything, and if
fucking
you
right,
reduce
I
them
did.
to their elements like a pile
That's
of
alright, just let us
silicon and a
mow it.
pile of
You just
Match point.
copper and
Your
gold,
opponents
that's not
do
going to
not
do
own this
But if
arena,
you-
Guardian.
Oh,
This
put it
round
together in the right way,
belongs to
it
you.
can think faster
Shooting
than
that
your
left
brain.
one.
So the complexity of the universe that,
Okay, there's our
that
res.
the light is
No one left
Figured
but
it
you.
out.
shooting for, the back end of this
You
logic
have
is
everything you need to win.
if you take the parts of the universe, you can construct different things with them
Failure
that may
is a
ultimately
lesson,
become more
guy.
powerful than the
Supposed to
individual
shoot
parts by
volleys of
themselves.
3.
Try
And
again.
That's really easy to understand.
No one can
Under
win
that
Stun,
every
you
time.
bitch.
Concept.
Loss
So
is what pushes us to do better.
it is really
I know
man,
you
that's super
will.
Yeah,
fucking
he's
interesting.
unstunned. He's gonna light up.
So hopefully that sort of
I don't know if
breaks
I have
things
particle on. Uh-oh.
all of the way
I mean, we
down
can
into
fly
like
it.
two simple constructs. You can understand
Yeah, no, I don't
Particle
have
one.
particle.
what you're advocating for.
Yeah,
and
you
when
just need a
look at
primer
them that
for me.
way,
I
suddenly
forgot to
this
put it on
idea
in the raid.
of the strongest things must survive
Yeah,
doesn't
another annual
necessarily
strike.
make a lot of sense, and it does.
I've never done one of these.
And it
master
begins to evolve
Something
away
that's
from this
heavy
idea
animation.
of, well, things living is good
Most.
and
what
compassionate
time?
and all this other
How long
stuff,
do we have to
even
do
if
this
it
again?
makes life
15
more
or 20
hard,
minutes?
which is sort of
For
what I think
doing the whole thing.
people's
Yeah, doing
default
the whole
response to the narrative is, oh, well,
long
you
do we
know,
have to
they
finish it?
exist. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, Thanos.
45 minutes.
People are like, well,
Oh, you get the
they
whole-
already
okay.
exist. They deserve to go on
I
existing.
thought it was like the other ones where you get 15
and
fucking minutes.
obviously there are people
to go
that
through
totally
it.
agree with Thanos' logic, and if that's you, that's
It took
that's
us 15
fine.
minutes to do that bit on our first try.
Yeah, I know. I just looked at
complexity
the
of the
time and trying to
universe
figure out which one it was again.
Allows for greater diversity, which is greater diversity and greater strength, which is the polar opposite of what the darkness is trying to advocate for. So now maybe if you were feeling empathetic towards the
No,
darkness,
he's not. He's
you understand the pursuit of what the traveler and the
Lucky
light
with
is
ammo
trying to
drops.
do logically.
bonk right off.
I get sword
Unless we've
logic
got
is
someone
like a
with
philosophy
what's it
whose
called?
ideology
Aeon Spirit.
has the
No.
something that transcends and enters the realm of ontological effects.
Do the
and theories.
Aeon,
Okay,
all the Aeon
so
gauntlets go together? Like,
both
even
of these
between
things in the Destiny
classes?
universe have
Yeah, they're the same
ontological
exotic for
expression,
every
right?
class.
Yes.
Expressions,
Cool.
expressions on the fundamental level of
Then
existence.
we got the Aeon
you know?
Sonic, Aeon,
Like,
sorry,
you
Soul,
exist, and
Aeon
therefore
Swift.
you
I don't know
have
what the
to have
Hunter
some
one
kind
is.
of relation to these two properties because you have
Yeah.
a relation to existence and
I can't
to
remember.
death and the end of existence. You know.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. And this
shields
brings up something super interesting. Someone wanted me to bring this up since we're talking about the Vex a lot. The Ghost Fragments, Ghost passage in
Well, use that,
D1
Mike.
where they talk about,
Maybe.
where the ghosts are talking about how they don't understand
Ooh, big
what
armor
they do
drops,
to
thanks
bring
for that.
I'm
guards
gonna go
back.
bait them. You stay.
And
right here.
there's some symmetry,
I
if
gotta
I'm
remember there's a
remembering
purple,
it right.
purple one
There's
down
some
here, so I'm
symmetry
gonna
to the
fucking heavy
ghosts
these guys.
guessing at
Right here.
maybe we are as Vex are, and we simply
Stun him, stun
copy
him,
and
stun him,
paste
stun him.
Guardian from
I thought you were
another
gonna stun him,
timeline who
Ethan.
Didn't get shot in the head by that bullet.
You might want to run back, bro.
Yeah, I was just
just
curious
leave. No, don't peek, don't peek. Oh.
what you thought about
back.
that in
I'll drink it both
relation
of you.
to, you know, what we're talking about
Yeah.
for ontological concepts.
Always just assume you should
I-
both stun
that is-
first, kind of thing.
Okay, that.
Yeah,
super
got my
complex.
stun ready now.
Yeah, it is really complex, but I mean,
Come on, bitch.
that's why I like talking to you because we get to get there at the end.
So, could you explain that again? Because I'm
Well,
honestly like I'm
well, we're not gonna-
struggling with the memory
Okay,
that
so
the Grimoire got.
let's yeah, here, Nacho, could you post it so we
Ready,
can just
gonna come?
read it and then
Yeah, yeah, it's another one to come.
text instead of memory.
This is. I want to say I'm very glad that you
Just let
bamboozled me in the
content them.
sense of you've got a Grimoire card or a lore entry that I can't remember. Because that
It's
that
really
down here when you need
concerns
it.
me
Oh,
slightly
never
because I
no,
feel
it's-
like I should remember this.
Come on, shit.
Yeah, Nacho's gonna grab it really quick so we can.
No, wait for him to
Let's
come.
tell him
Wait for him,
Yeah,
wait for him to come into the
essentially-
tunnel.
And this is
Already now.
to buy some time while he's posting this. Essentially, this is where some people come up with the theory that the Traveler may or may not be a Vex construct because they say, oh, well, this is this ghost, and it's talking about how maybe we're using technology similar to the Vex, and the Traveler is, of course, looks incredibly technological and complex. Which I think at this point is kind of a logical fallacy now that we've seen the darkness ships, which also look very logical.
Stun him!
Run away.
Which also look very complex once you go
I'll switch.
inside.
I don't think that's gonna happen, boys.
I
Yeah,
also
no.
think it's very interesting that
I think Ethan's
The-
just like
the
you
bomb
play enough
logic
this season to have the light level for it.
by
It's
default
rough.
undermines everything
Yeah.
about sword logic because as
Little
things
too low, buddy.
can get more infinitely simple, they also still
We have
embrace the
Vex season to get
complexity
shit
that
like
makes
Conqueror
them like
now.
a sword is made up out of molecules.
I was just trying to get shards
Like
and
you
all that.
can, if you're going
Go
to drill
balls.
to the underpinnings of the universe, everything is essentially made up of many things.
And yeah, I'm just not in the mood. Like, I'll do
which
it,
is
but
interesting.
I wasn't fully in the mood for that kind
No,
of
we're
stuff
waiting
just
on
because
this.
it's.
Yeah.
The Reapers.
I can do it.
I'm so.
I don't know,
honestly,
that
I'm
kind
so
of farming
fascinated
stuff
by
just
that,
doesn't
because
do it for me.
I'm sure I'm
Like, I know you
struggling
get
to remember
good
this, and I'm gonna look
that's
at it,
enough
and
for
it's
me
like,
to want to sit there and cry through that
But
shit.
yeah, dude,
Your
it's
opponent
just
will
like-
come for
it's
your
such a
life.
fascinating whole bunch of
just
stuff
guard
that
it
we
boring,
just
just
don't
sit around the
know
corner,
with
wait
regards
for
to
him
the
to come.
Traveler and its relation to all the races. So if there is something that points towards it being a Vex construct, like that's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
Again, that's all. I don't want to put my thing.
No, yeah.
Anyway,
I sit there and I say
Dragon's
something
Eye
in a video,
Lion
oh my
Banner.
God, instantly people go along and it's like, it's a thing, it's totally cool. It's not always just let it be. Just let your stuff do its things.
Shouldn't really attempt anyway, Connor.
I'm really
Nacho, is this the one where the ghosts talk about reviving Guardians, or is that a separate one? 'Cause I also want to talk about that if we get this, isn't it? But yeah, so this is the Ghost Fragment Ghosts. It says, it is a place of those casting shadows and emotion. It is a real place, I know.
Or is that more PvP?
One hot new sun and other suns too. Five?
It's not
I
bad.
like 7 better. That's what I'm recalling. Is a giant star with a family of 6 smaller suns, and you could spend days and nights counting all of the planets circling those suns, especially, except there are no planets, not anymore. The powers in charge have carved up all of the worlds, maybe a brown dwarf or two for good measure, and with
Your
that rubble,
opponent
they
is falling
fashioned
behind.
a
Show them they can't catch up.
topologically creative enclosure, a twisting space and time sealed behind doors, admittedly, that admit only those who know the magic words. The bones of hundreds of planets have been cut smooth and laid out like a floor, a polished
They don't stand a
and
chance.
lovely
The way the All-Star
floor,
game
creating
works
vast
now
living
is over
spaces.
3/4, you just win each
A floor
quarter.
bigger than
And then, like,
10,000 worlds,
That's
catching
why
the
we
fierce
have
glory of the
fights. Add
seven
those points
suns,
off
The
each
the
opposing
light for
team
food,
is
for
in
beauty,
ruins.
and nothing escapes.
And
No heat,
let's just say
no
one
gravity,
team scored
not
50
even the faintest
through the 3/4, and the other
proud
team scored
sound.
2,000.
It could
The
be
target
anywhere.
scored
You're
It can
ahead.
live in the
20.
cold
Keep them
between
square
galaxies
to
or
the top
folded
team
up
score, which means
inside
the 50
matter
team has
near
to get to
enough to
2024
touch right
kind of thing.
now. I
Obviously,
remember
that's
it,
big
and
numbers,
maybe
it's
it's
not
exactly as I described. 7
Yeah.
suns wrapped inside magic. Or maybe it's
And it ended up
something
being a
less
160
entirely.
to 163 game.
A place still fat with
So
life,
very
an
close, and the
abundance of
target score was
sentient souls,
163.
some decent, maybe some of lesser
Stephen
quality,
Curry
and
had
everybody
50
stands
points
about or floats
with
about, or they
16
bounce between
three-pointers.
dimensions. The point is that the residents of this hidden realm live inside a bottle so perfectly hidden.
In some of the
that
shots
they
you
can't
see
see
there,
the
like,
inner
enemy
borders,
remains.
which
That photo
shapes
is-
a
Don't
mind
let them
in
catch
very
them.
specific
The
ways.
opposing
The
team
design
is in
of their
ruins.
name or a
He's looking away.
mysterious doubtful
It's his
realm that
thing
they
that the
can't
shooter's
see,
wearing and look
which
away.
is us, of course.
And in that, I was watching it
You're
live,
in
and
the
he,
lead.
he shot it, and then
That's
looked
not
away,
more they're
and
talking
then like
about
waited for it to go in,
reviving
then he
each
looked at the crowd, like he was looking at
That
the
is
crowd, and he went, did it go in?
interesting. It's the
It went in,
card
yeah.
that was
And then
referenced
ran
in the
away.
new lore book.
So fucking cheeky.
After
And he shot
oh,
a
it's the
half
card
court
referenced
shot,
in the
like
new
near,
lore
or
book
like a
after
logo
saying
shot,
missed
and
an
just
old
turned
puzzle.
around, just turned away and ran away, never turned back, and it went in, and it was just like, fuck, he was on it. That's probably the most on fire.
Yeah. Nacho digs deep into the lore too.
Good. Show your enemy what a real fight
Yeah,
is.
so this is
It's a fascinating intro, and I do remember this one. But
so
That,
that's
and he also did like charity shit, right?
Two
It was like every point he scores, he would donate 1,000. Every 3 pointers, he would donate 3,000.
Oh, so that's why I was going nuts.
Grimoire
Yeah,
anthology.
and then if he got MVP, he'd donate 10,000.
okay,
So he
yeah.
got MVP.
So
he
Victory
yeah,
is
Nacho,
at
if
your
you get the lore book where the
16
ghost is
threes, so he
talking
ended up
about,
donating
maybe we copy and paste
108,000.
things. That would be cool too, because I'd like to
when
talk
like
about
the
that.
total
from a point
donated from just the
reading the
NBA
text.
was like 600, 700,000.
But yeah, I mean that
Just
is so that's the
him
ghost that they
himself
find outside the
was
vaults
big.
of glass.
And
And I
it's
think
funnier,
that
it was in
originally,
Cleveland, like the
you
All-Star
read
game
that,
was in
you think,
Cleveland,
oh,
and
the
Golden
vault of
State and
glass is the
Cleveland went to
perfectly
4 straight
hidden
finals together a few years back.
Or, you know, the
Golden State won 3 out of 4.
Atheon might be trying to
So when he
create.
went up on that stage
But
and they
as
were
we get,
announcing
like,
the
more
starters,
context to the
he got
story,
booed.
Aww.
And he was like
I
praying, he
wonder
was
if
like
maybe it isn't
thanking
talking
him
about
off with
us.
his teammate.
Which is like a logical
And he was fine
thing
with
that
it.
I think
Of course
about
he's
for
gonna
the
get
Guardians
booed,
of
so he
the
did
Galaxy,
that.
that
He's
they are
also
resurrected
born in
into a
Ohio.
world with no memories.
Born in
We are
Cleveland.
told how that world functions, and if
then he
everyone
did that.
wanted to lie to us, they could.
So fucking funny.
Your
man.
team
So iconic.
look to you to bring
and-
this match home.
And this
You
has
made them
the
proud.
this also has
Yeah, I have to watch it now.
resistance to like
Look
the
at
first
you.
move
We're gonna be
fallacy.
good
All it
for
takes is
Unmoved.
one person lying.
I even know
I'm
and
gonna
then
go.
you showed back up,
Watch the-
and if
I
that
mean,
guardian
watching the
could actually
game is like,
exist,
you know,
that
you-
lie becomes a truth.
But watching, I'll just send
so
you.
it's
It's like there's like
very-
4.5 minute highlights of just him hitting all
There are
threes, and
some
it's
very
fucking
big
fucking-
holes that you can
The
punch
half
in
goal
like
one was
our
so
understanding as
cheesy.
guardians, because we are agents of light, operating on a
send it to
restricted
Spammer
set of rules.
Oh my god.
The ghost is
We
the bad
made our
guy.
entire Iron Banner team leave. The entire Iron Banner
No,
enemies
no,
leave.
that's not what I'm saying.
them and you just won.
There's 2
okay.
left.
Oh god. True.
Yeah, so it's really interesting.
people load back
all
into
of
Iron
that
Banner or no?
Stuff that's spoken in of and
They can,
about
like,
there about
load
the
it
lights and
midway.
the universes and so
But not
Oh, that's what I mean. Like
we don't really
other
know
people
the
load back
place
in.
that's being referenced
Oh,
there
yeah.
yet because we haven't gone there. You know, a place with a glowing blue star, or at least that I can
There is
remember.
a note. I need to
Feels
look at
bad.
this and double check because what I'm about
Sure.
to talk
Yes,
about is
that's
literally
cursed.
the craziest spinfoiliest nonsense.
That's
If
great.
you go outside the Vault of Glass, there's a red
I
box,
try and get my trace back
Sure.
kills.
which is also talked about in the lore, and it's talked about in the context that if you look inside it, you can see almost a perfect copy of our solar system. I want to double check on that at some point, but it makes me think of that at very least. It makes me sit there and think
But there's
of a perfectly folded space.
Oh,
you know,
you
like,
fucking
it
with the
sounds
volcans.
really similar. But yeah,
Interesting.
I can't make a definitive link. But that's what it reminds me of instantly, at least.
Yeah, that is well. Yeah, I mean, Atheon's mailbox. History is all about. Yeah. Okay. So here's the no res for the weary thing.
This. Okay. Yeah.
So to give it context when we're because one of the things
know
that I
that
think
that's
we're
right.
learning more of is we're obviously learning more about the
grab some
darkness's
fucking,
relationship with the Traveler, which
Crucible
and
Your
Fangs.
opponent
more
will
of
come
how
for
the
your
Vex
life.
operate and how the Hive
Guard it
operates. So
fiercely.
when you look back at some of these other lore entries, they have new context. So, no res for the weary. This is from the Ghost Stories book. It got added in Forsaken. My guardian is immortal. My guardian is forever lost to me. He boarded the derelict Almighty with his fire team, hoping to salvage Cabal secrets from the Star Murderer. Great. This is just great dialogue.
You're the last one
Accurate
standing.
for what the
Show them what
yeah.
one guardian.
Exactly.
I didn't die for so long with this. I was
I
just
should
there.
have seen the trap. Was it Cabal? Maybe it was some sort
Learn
of
from your
Vex
mistakes.
infection from Mercury.
Make
I
the
don't know.
enemy
It's all my
pay
fault.
for that one.
I remember the moment of
Alrighty.
activation felt like falling. He lunged for the center, crying out to his friends,
You've seen
"I'll
their
disarm it."
strategy in action.
He's still lunging,
Time to
flying to the
counter.
Almighty. and you would find him there, caught in the amber of slow time, reaching forever. I have observed his motions carefully. He will arrive at the mechanism and deactivate the trap.
Now there's three.
In only a
Oh,
little
you
more
fucking
than
punched me.
50,000 years. I cannot resurrect him. I have tried
You're the
so
last
hard
one
to these
standing.
warlocks.
Show
And,
them what
Oh, no, no,
Sentinels
sorry, he just loaded into
answered
me.
all my desperate questions, even when I began to ask
It's
if
a
he could be
one-on-one
destroyed.
fight now.
At least if he were gone,
This is
unmade, I could make him again. Why can't I bring him back? If a Guardian falls in Titan's methane sea, they do not die instantly, but they still bring back, we can still bring them back in the arcology. If a Guardian hurls themselves off of a ship into space, do we need to wait for them to disintegrate into solar wind before we bring them back? No. It was never hard before.
Half a team.
I see him right there.
It's like a raid team going up for a diamond
team,
team, man.
All I was ever meant to be was this ghost.
Oh, I got a
But all
multi-mark.
ghosts know that there are places we cannot bring our guardians back to life. And this is one of them. Why? Is the darkness gathered here against us? Is the light too
No,
weak?
it's fucking hip
I
fire.
think I
and
know
then,
why.
Oh, I know one thing.
Some share my theory. What do we do to bring guardians back? What is the magical heart of the process? Are we like the seas?
Oh, okay,
Are
Guardians
kilns
count as-
twisting
Ah,
quantum
okay.
vacuum into our favor to yield matter?
Guardians.
Perhaps. But a certain member of a
Witch
cult
Queen
I
downtime,
shall
what?
not name have their own specific interpretation.
Oh, okay,
of the
I just saw it
process.
pop up.
When you bring him back,
Jump.
they told me, you must have a template.
Are you still in
an
Destiny or did you
image
move
to
to Minecraft?
provide you with the
Right now
information
I'm
you
playing.
need.
I'm just doing.
Where do you find that template? Simply in
Only
a neighboring
one
timeline.
enemy remains.
What
A
is
place
that?
where he is still
Don't
alive
let
and
them
intact.
jump on
their
everyone.
And wherever
Big
there is
sweat
great
is what it
danger,
is.
and the
Pretty
probability
sure
of death
it's-
is too high,
Is
those
it sweatier
timelines
than,
become stark
No
and
one
GTFO?
left but you.
and hard to reach.
it's
So you
PvP.
find the
Everything
zone
Oh,
where
okay.
evidence
you need
cannot
to
easily
win.
be
It's a
remade.
one-on-one
If this
fight
is true,
now.
you're free.
They
What is
won
it,
this
like a
No
battle
round, but
alternative
don't let it
worlds
throw
in
you.
which my guardian
No.
slips the
You
trap.
can win the
There
next.
is no hope of resurrection. I will be a ghost alone.
Yeah, it's the best way to explain it.
But the thought haunts
Enemy
me
has the lead.
that I might be wrong,
Remind
and
them
that
why
he is
you're
still
here.
waiting for me.
Just a PvP rush.
So
Yeah. Ross,
that's one of the places where you hear the author, a ghost, discuss how it doesn't know how it does its job. And one of the alternate theories
Okay, you have. So you go in there.
One of the guardians from other times.
You can
from
bring
other
stuff
times,
in
they just
from
they
your, like,
scanned
inventory.
probability
Kill people and
fields
get their
and
stuff.
snatched
Have
the
this
guardian
full,
that didn't
just
get,
keep
you know,
moving stuff over.
disintegrated by Callus.
Team is down.
And, you know,
There's also
bring back one
scabbers,
that's
which is
going
what
to
I
fight
just
to
did, where it gives
victory.
you random shit, and if you're escaping, it's
So they're like 3D
that's the way you
printers.
just get
What?
random
4D
stuff like
printers?
Guardian.
and you can spend
Rally.
money, and
Or like
And
5D.
which also really
Dimension
fucking
is 4
expensive.
based upon, right? Yeah. Like,
Probability is
Your
technically the
opponents have
fourth
the
dimension.
lead.
So they would
Don't
be a
let it
they'd be a
rattle you.
fourth dimensional printer.
It's an alright.
that is awesome.
Yes. Or they would have the ability to read separate timelines. I can't remember. I read a book about how to construct a dimension. If you're interested in dimensional research, chat, there's a thought experiment that got turned into a book called Imagining the 10th Dimension. It's got like a
Only
really cool
one
YouTube
enemy
video
remains.
that you can go watch.
Don't
It's like
let
20
them
minutes,
catch
but it's
their
really
breath.
cool. And I mention it because it's incredibly helpful in understanding some of the really heady timeline discussions
All
that happen
opponents eliminated.
around Destiny.
Your team
Time is the
destroyed
fourth
them.
dimension, so probabilities the fifth. So they're fifth dimensional printers. Got it. Thank you, Chad. I knew you'd get me
Adapt.
out.
Overcome.
Yeah.
This round
So
is yours.
it's really interesting that the ghosts don't understand how they're doing what they're doing, and it would make sense that they're being empowered by the Traveler to do something that would technically violate the rules of the game, which is introduce forms of complexity almost continuously to arrive at a different final shape. By
Only
continuously
one
interfering
enemy
with
remains.
the game and only selecting the
Don't let
outcome
them
that it
catch their
desires. By allowing us to
All
be
enemies eliminated. You are inescapable.
ontological warriors. Yeah, we just
constantly
exist.
resurrect
Yeah.
and to ignore causality.
Yeah.
It's a close game.
Oh wow! So
Tip
it's
the
been
balance.
a long time since I've heard No Rest for the Weary. I was very, very. I'm not gonna lie as well. When I first read that, I completely discarded it because I was like, well, it's just the ghost is theorizing.
It
Which
seems
to
really-
my discredit, really, because now that that's been
Oh,
brought
that's
back,
not
it's
my
like,
team.
ooh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like recontextualized a little bit.
I think the other thing as well that's worth noting is they talk about a cult within
Show them what one
City,
guardian
correct?
can do.
Okay, so I don't want to immediately jump to conclusions, but
How
the
many
thing
hunts
that-
are there? Yeah.
The one thing that comes to mind for me at least is the
Ethan.
cult of the Trinary Star, which
Yeah.
is
You complained about
called-
Hunter being the worst
Interestingly
for
enough,
30
to lead
years.
things into all of this.
I don't think any of these guys are hunters.
The
I've seen
Traveller
like
is, in
there
fact,
is
you know,
Yeah, there's probably one hunter.
brought upon us the
I think you're
collapse
getting hunters and
after
warlocks.
the Golden Age because it led
No,
the
I
darkness here.
don't know. I know what. I
Which
know what
is
the
really
difference is from.
interesting because
I know, I've only been seeing warlocks.
probable belief
There is-
Oh, warlocks
I
are
got
fine.
respect
and saying, you know, travel
And,
back, yada yada yada. Not only would pulling from other timelines imply that it violates
there is
order,
two hunters
much in the same way the darkness kind of says that the new
I saw the stasis.
the Traveller wants to create would violate the order as well.
That's
Is
just
a
funny.
lesson,
Um,
guardian.
Hunter's
They
so
also
shit,
just
Titan's so
generally
good,
have a
and now you're like,
distrust
fuck
of
this
the
Hunter!
Traveller.
Fuck, Crimson's got some range. I don't remember the Crimson's
I,
using this range.
Yeah, I was like, because they're using the first revolver and just running at me. I'm just like, oh,
Try
And if you
again.
try and link everything together, there is this kind of interesting question with, is the darkness correct? Have the rules been violated so that ghosts can do this?
What?
You know,
We're calling it
there's just
already.
a lot
This
of
game just
interesting
started.
tie-ins, I feel. Sorry, I feel
It's
like I'm suddenly a
84
little out of my depth. Is
to
that
12.
right?
I mean, no.
Oh my god, do you get healed when you use
That's
the
like what we're
Crimson?
supposed to do, right? Swim in the deep end.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
No, and that's I mean
Fuck off.
that's the
was
that's the
thinking
thing, and big shout outs to Nacho Otter, who's one of my mods.
Yes, thank you, Nacho.
You know, he's a huge lore nut and he's very obsessed with Vaults of Class. So you know he tends to bring up
Fuck off.
he tends to bring up
That's pretty bad.
stuff that's referential to any lore around that when it pops up in game. So
Any of
I
you all want
mean-
to play Stick Fight? Alex is advocating for it.
to
Yeah, I'd be
me,
down for that.
it's
I
yes.
have it installed. Do you have it installed?
I did not have
it
it
would be
installed. though.
continued affirmation
have
of
it?
the darkness's big
No, I
gripe
don't
if that's what ghosts are doing, right?
Listen,
They
wait.
are
I remember
taking
playing with people. I don't remember.
information from one
Me.
of the flowers that
I played it, yeah,
technically
that's what
should remain a
let me
self-sustained
quickly install
entity and
it.
interjecting it into another one of the
No, I
flowers,
can stream
allowing
it
it
to
to
him,
live or
probably.
violate the principles of the game.
It's like,
If
I don't
that-
have.
Which,
play with
by the
me.
way,
I was
one of
like,
the
what?
most elegant statements in that whole parable is the darkness does a really good job laying out how complex this game is that they're sort of caretaking,
I think Stick Fight's only what?
and then is quick to remind you at the end. By the way, this game that I just described to you is infinitely less complex than what's actually happening, because what's
want
actually
croutons.
happening is
Get rid of my croutons.
as a son it would be
Alright,
like
Ethan,
comparing
I've got something for you.
the
A
seed,
seed to a sun that gives it life and
Yeah.
everything else
Seven
around it. Yeah.
which like if you think
$7.50.
about the orders of,
What is your Steam name?
complexity
Juice Place.
Oh, it is Juice Please. I'm looking for
between
dragons
a seed
like it
and
is
a
in
sun,
Destiny.
it's pretty massive.
Drag these nuts across your
Unlovable
face.
how many
Ah,
molecules
got
there are
him.
alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
Nacho says he's good buffs
That's
with
flying
Owen
away.
and
You
Lando.
fly. You're a liar.
The
You're not rude. You're
MOTS
just a
guys,
lazy
he'll know.
prick.
Is
Oh,
what he
yeah.
said.
Owen.
Sup?
Owen and Lando from the Music of the Spheres team. They're really
I'm
good
lazy
people.
prick.
Yeah.
Owen, I believe, was actually, yeah, I remember seeing a thread with him on Twitter where he was actually very excited
There you
about
go,
the
Ethan.
new Death Song stuff because that
No,
actually,
I already gave it to you.
again, links in,
Yeah.
potentially with.
Why, I didn't even apply
Music
for
of the
it yet.
Spheres.
How did
There's
you
a-
already get the
You could
gift?
potentially, like, have a little bit of headcanon
Like,
there
yeah.
that the Music of the
I
Spheres is
just-
kind of the equivalent to the Death
I
Song.
only
and
just
has
got the
always
receipt
been.
and you're already
Yeah,
Which is a
installing
really,
it.
it's a really neat way of looking at things, but it's not.
I thought it would take a
technically-
second to
technically
send.
confirm. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fun stuff with that.
And then we'll play
When
Stick
is the
Fight.
death song part of the soundtrack?
Ratio fights.
Taken King, track 13,
Is that
Death Singer's
4 or
Dirge.
6
There you
people
go.
I'm joining that?
It's literally just wizards screaming for
I want
like
to tell
a solid
Alex my
minute and a
joke,
half.
man.
And I-
Oh, he's doing a lot.
Oh,
Maybe we'll understand why it's on the soundtrack one time.
Is that
but
the UAvid one?
yeah,
I
it's
am-
actually a thing.
That's the other thing with this increase, especially, and I have not been holding a lot of weight around these some of these theories until I guess we had our discussion today. But there's this whole continuous recurring theme of frequency, song, tone, and despite all of that, mechanically, functionally in the game, we haven't had to engage with a lot of things that are, you know, we've had to turn off the Death Singers song by, you know, like, you know, getting the unweaving aura, right? Like making them sing opposite songs to weaken them and allow ourselves to live, right? Which makes sense. But we as
Is
Guardians,
this in King's Fall?
yeah, that would be in King's Fall, right? Yeah. The two Death Singers, you have one is singing the song of unweaving.
You need
Dragon of
opposite
your
buffs in
like
order to survive. Yeah,
yeah. So, and that buff both protects you and removes power from the other singer, right? Because they heard the song that the other one was singing, and I imagine they're probably not supposed to hear those songs, or if they do, there's not supposed to be Guardians present. But the first place that we encounter tonality in the game is with the oracles, and sometimes I wonder if maybe we all missed something there. Because everyone's first fucking instinct in that raid was, this is
What do
Simon
the notes
Says,
mean?
I need to play the tones back. But once we all figured out, oh, well, you can just blow them up.
Yeah.
You know, I have curiosities that maybe there is going to be a lot of stuff, and it's already happening in the lore, that's referring back to experiences that we've had as Guardians 5 years ago. Nacho is, of course, of the group of people who thinks that we super missed something.
Here's the thing as well. Considering now that we got lore that indicates what No Time to Explain meant, and after the very big pointer towards Elsie Gray probably being the Exo Stranger.
Yeah.
You know, after things like that, I'm very much always going to sit there and say we've definitely missed things, and not even by the nature of like, hey, you know, we missed something because it wasn't necessarily told to us. Also, just by the fact that like context, when you combine it, is really hard to find. There's some really obvious pointers that you can get in Destiny's lore, but sometimes things don't feel like they should be connections until something else is created that
Why
points
would
it
I
out.
message you when I can just talk?
Sure.
There's a lot that comes along.
Why would I message you when I
does
can
make
just
me
talk?
curious, though. What is your opinion on the folks that think like we never actually finished Vault of Glass? Because there's like a hidden puzzle. I was exposed to this, and like there is some seriously crazy shit out there that I've read by people like trying to deconstruct
I will never be
everything.
content to say we're done in Vault. Let's leave it at that. You
Okay.
know? Like our understanding of time and destiny is changing constantly.
Yeah.
Because we get all this new stuff which implies how it works, but isn't completely clear all the time. So I'm never going to be content to sit there and say that Vault of Glass is donezo. Like, even when it comes down to the way that you kill the final boss, like, there's ideas of how it works and there's competing theories of time. And, you know, like, there's a lot of structured debate around it, which gets way over a lot of people's heads. The reality of it is, like, it's just really freaking hard to tell any of this as being true or untrue, because it's hard to display how time properly works, you know? It's one of the biggest problems with saying Vault of Glass is complete. I mean, even after we finish the raid, we still went back in there, like, what, 3 times or so with various different adventures? Like,
What
we
can I do
definitely
for
went back in there with Skolas and House of Wolves. Praedyth's mission was definitely a thing, and technically we would go back in there again because, you know, when you do the Praedyth mission for No Time to Explain, it opens up a completely different section, you know? Like, there's a lot that goes on. And just by the nature of it being intertwined with timelines, I don't know if it'll ever truly be done. Also, fun fact, it's in the Whisper mission, because you can look through the portal and see it there too. So, all sorts of things.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, and you do the oracles in that mission, don't you? Or is that
much
the
knowledge.
Yes. Yeah, you do. Yeah, the oracles came back. So I really wanted to talk about that because the fact that there's like 9 pages of lore talking about, you know, the experience of Praedyth in the vault and what he's
I think
seeing
this is where
and
Banshee
had
used to be
seen,
set
and
up.
the fact that
You know that
we
number
talked
after
to
his
him,
name isn't for
him
show,
and his
right?
ghost and all of this
Amanda
other stuff
told
in
me he
D1
really
and now
has
it's coming
been
back.
rebooted 44 times. How can he remember?
It'd be really
anything at this
interesting. It would be really symmetrical. Smile. If the journey ended where it began,
with
like
orcs.
5 years from now.
Sorry, I thought you were talking
the
streamwise. No, the whole journey,
with the
overall.
vault. Yeah, the overall journey. It would be interesting. I wouldn't hate that. And that's something that I really have appreciated about the lore recently, is that despite explaining an incredible amount of stuff that we didn't have access to before. There's still so many possibilities layered throughout the universe that they're really just sort of giving us points of data that we can use to reanalyze some stuff that we already know, along with what we're learning. But yeah,
it makes me really content just to know, like, hey, the universe is bigger than this, and you don't understand everything. Like, a few years back, I would have been really irritated by that, and I would have said, God, just why can't you tell me all the truth? But you know, like when you're telling an evolving story like this, I feel like that's undoubtedly of more value. That things can unfold in unforeseen ways. And beyond just all of that, you know, like I feel now the community at large and everyone else has started to appreciate the value of accepting when you're wrong. Yeah. You know, and saying like, hey, we made an assumption about this. This is a thing. It definitely shouldn't be like this. Like this is not how this particular function should work in game.
All the time. I am
it's a great thing about this the side of the lore community is like they're very super passionate about certain things and sticklers for knowledge, but like I can't not call them humble, you know, like they're all very wonderful guys and gals because they will sit there and if someone is wrong, like they'll go ahead and they'll like backtrack and be like, hey, you know, I was incorrect here. It's something I've learned from them because I fucking suck at doing that.
Yeah.
Cause I can.
I just get yelled at. No. It's not a tangent. I agree. I like that things are evolving forward, and you know, I love it. I love being wrong and changing my mind. It's like one of my favorite things. What is your take? And I think we might have talked about this before. But what is your take on the fact that like the Vex sing?
Oh yeah, because they have that listed in some of the in the aspect book. They talk about how the goblin's song echoes through the garden, right?
Yeah.
So again, it makes a really interesting potential like sit down link between the light and the Vex again. I think.
Yeah.
Like that always talks about them as gardeners and everything, and it talks about the traveler, or well, not necessarily the traveler, probably more closely correct to say the light as being the gardener. And again, it goes back to Inquisition of the Damned and the fact that there was the Song of Creation, or the Song of Life rather.
Yeah.
Which, you know, predates the Death Song. I think the fact they sing is just another one of those really interesting things in Destiny, and if they are somehow related to the light, it proves kind of again that there's that symmetry, you know? Like there is a song of life and a song of death, and the Vex. And again, okay, crazy dumb spinfoily moment.
Yeah, we're way in the deep end of speculation and trying to understand things at this point. I hope everyone knows that.
So when Pujari jumps into the Black Garden, it's actually told to him that this is a place of life, you know, from this, like, it's basically a flower shaped like a ghost, but it looks like a rose and it has thorns on it, one of which cuts Pujari. You've basically got this crazy moment as well where it says, like, to a Guardian, you are a dead thing. And then, of course, also, again, it talks about the gardeners of this place being in vessels of bronze, which is clearly a reference to the Vex, right?
Yeah.
When you look at all of those things and push it all together, it really starts to paint this kind of closeness between the Vex and the light. And I sit there and I wonder, because of the purpose of the Vex, as explained in Curse of Osiris, whether this was a rule, like whether the Vex might have been the rule that was created by the Traveler. Like, if you sit there and think about it, like, they are incredibly complex, and they are kind of trying to fulfill an end state of the universe where they are necessary to it, where they are also ontological, where they are a part of the universe. But if you go beyond just that, you see that they do that through complexity, and they're using sort of the mathematical calculations. And in a way, it's kind of saying like, hey, we're going to fix ourselves into this game, and we're going to do it scientifically. We're going to prove that it's possible. It doesn't necessarily fit with like the stark calculations of the darkness as is sometimes done, but it does fit into this idea of the sword logic being simple and the bomb logic being more complex. beyond all of just that,
Just
though,
don't
I
really
think
have an
their purpose
appetite
might.
for anything
If,
right now.
I don't know if this is how it's going to pan out, but I feel like their purpose might have been twisted.
Yeah.
You know, like the entirety of the time when the Vex are trying to make themselves
Yeah,
a part of the
alright.
final purpose of the universe,
Bit sad that
you
I
see
didn't
this
get to
kind of
see you.
notion towards them being this force that is separate from light and dark.
I would come over.
I don't know if that may have always have been the case. Like, it feels to me
Okay,
like they
fair
were
enough.
something that was created
I'll be over tomorrow to give it to him.
What?
as a means of like
Okay.
pushing. Oh, do you see this too?
No, what? No, I
No,
don't.
just
I just had this thought.
There's a very floaty gold.
Oh, okay. I just had a thought. What if the Vex are the Traveler's first failed experiment to making us from another timeline?
I mean, maybe. Take a look as well at what the Vex are, right? If you're looking for a way of disproving the Soul logic, and you're looking for a way of saying the strong does not always survive, what are the Vex? They are really small. Individually, a Vex is tiny. Together, they make up a greater complexity. There is a way of saying that, you know, they could apply to Soul logic, though, which is that even though they're small, they can be considered as simple, even though their larger whole does create something unbelievably complicated. So I'm not sure quite how you know, you could definitely twist that in either direction, but
yeah,
man, like,
I just think it's interesting is if okay, so listen, when you're okay, listen. Listen. So if we're doing game theory and we're talking about two entities that have never truly interacted with each other at odds, their first attempts at doing anything are going to be flawed, right? That's the nature of playing a game. As you practice, you get better, right? So if the gardener was like, oh, I will just simply create something that takes care of wherever it's at, or wherever it's around, or I will find a race across one of these infinite dimensions that is pliable, or has the ability to move throughout the entirety of the game, every dimension, every timeline, every possibility. And I'll use them to sort of make sure that things continue growing, which would add sense to why these entirely mechanical with an organic tummy beings, when they are in complete control of areas that have the potential to be lush, they are incredibly lush, filled with life, filled with pretty much anything that isn't sentient, you know, whether that's, you know, birds and bees flying around, or the fact that there's gigantic sprawling trees and legitimately a garden, right? So perhaps the Vex are this first expression of the Traveler's desire to take care of things, and maybe it's an incredible fucking misfire.
So something else. I can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. Okay, so Season of the Undying trailer. It talks about the Black Garden, etc. It says, you know, we saved the Vex from falling in the Black Garden, but it was not the. It was not. It said the beginning. It was the cause. The reason. Yeah. So it was. The next line, however, says the light in the. the life in the garden. Called out a question. The Vex is the answer. I think people are too easily conflating that as being a note to saying the life in the Black Garden called out. What if the garden that Ikora is referring to in that sentence is actually the garden, like in the simulation, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it calls out and its question is, how do we create complex life that is capable of defying the consistently repeating pattern? And the Vex are the answer to that question. And then the garden, is the reason they exist as a result, you know? Like, they exist as a means of trying to, like, square that circle. A little crazy and squinkly and nonsensical. I'm sure somebody's going to pick that apart. Considering there's, like, stuff which explicitly says Black Garden there. And
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that second sentence is definitely garden, not Black Garden.
It is. I I mean, it's a little spin foily, but ultimately, you're talking. Ultimately, you're talking about. You're talking about words that are being used repetitively over and over again, and you know, there absolutely has to be a reason why. In my mind, there has to be a reason why the darkness used the flower game analogy, used the term gardener, used the term garden, and the Garden of Salvation, and all of the other times that people seem to talk about this caretaking behavior, right? Across the universe, this caretaking behavior is an expression of the light. So, I mean, like, lore-wise, from what's there, you might be right, but I also think that when you look at, you know, the intent of the author, aka the person designing the story, there has to be reasons that characters are using, you know, the same terminology over and over and over, even when they're unrelated. And that could simply be the darkness trying to deceive us, using the words that we're used to hearing, or it could be part of a larger whole to teach us how to understand the universe. So that is going outside of the text a little bit, and examining the person who wrote the Lords, or the team that wrote the Lords, intent. Where are they leading the story? Where are we going? But there's framework there for it, which goes back to why I said it's just so incredible that we're getting so much more information, and yet, along with this information come exciting new opportunities for where they might want to take this forward.
So I guess the conclusion of this is you are no longer on Team Oryx is dead.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to go back to that, I think that there is a possibility that he could come back, but also perhaps we kill that possibility in the dungeon or sometime soon before we fight Savathun.
I think I'm with you on that one, man. Like, I think that Oryx is... Because this is the thing, right? The Hidden Swarm are the ones that are trying to bring him back, presumably. And the Hidden Swarm's fortress is the Scarlet Keep now. And the dungeon takes place below the Scarlet Keep.
Yeah.
So you're literally descending not just into that area that is a fortress of the Hidden Swarm, but also into their pit, where they decide what their champions are, probably. And also, down into their most secure location, which inevitably is probably where they're holding a ceremony so that they can resurrect one of the most powerful hive that's ever existed. You know, like, I find it really hard to not believe that at this point. And yeah, so it makes a lot of sense as to why it was in the Hive Cryptoglyph, why it was part of the ARG, what they're hinting to with this, like, this surely has got to be a thing, you know? Yeah. I can't sit there and not think that we're not going to see some kind of hint to this at the very least, you know?
Yeah, it would be a little weird to have all this lead up, especially since the cryptoglyph directly references this stuff.
Yeah. Either that or it's a touch of malice, a secret mission that we somehow start. I don't know. Like, it's gotta be one of these, you know? Like, oh, yeah. There's exciting possibilities.
I am the thing that I learned from all that is I am very concerned that we have not recaptured the touch of malice. Like, the fact that we don't have the gun is what's really concerning to me, because the ravenous heart is in there. And if the Hive have that, then they can
quite feasibly get that.
Exactly. Like, if they have that, there's almost certainly a ritual they could discover to bring Oryx back, even against his own will. Because I'm sure that, you know, Hive magic sure seems to not just...
I mean, you know, we're talking about Oryx. This is a guy that literally made a ship that was his throne world that was a paradox that he just twisted inside out, because he said, screw the world and screw the universe, and I don't need to, these are your rules, not mine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't work with these. That's all up to you, but like, none of this matters to me.
If Oryx survived true death in the throne world, therefore not able to be brought back as a nightmare, shouldn't that also apply to Crota? There's a lot of people that are stating that, or concerned or curious And if you have to go, feel free.
It's all good. I'm here for this.
Okay. There are people that are concerned that the fact that there isn't a Nightmare of Oryx floating around somewhere.
See, that's what's interesting because in so in part 5 of the Glyphs lore stuff,
Because I just realised I could watch it on
actually
the
talks
Oculus.
about how he lives on as a scar in the mind of Eris Morn, as a wound in her mind.
What else can I
What
do?
are nightmares? They are the manifestations of Guardian's past trauma, Oryx undoubtedly being a trauma for Eris. Beyond just that,
That's
it talks
boring,
about
that all the other
how
songs.
she therefore is ultimately the representation of Guardian. And his it being in the
By
process
watching
of being
me on
his
his
ultimate
stream.
enemy has kind of embodied him and has proven his existence to be true. And also then states, what has she found in reference to what she's discovered on the moon. Which is undoubtedly talking about the pyramid ships. And Oryx, of course, is trying to follow the darkness and is trying to become one with death. I think the likelihood is, if there is a Nightmare of Oryx and we can't destroy it, it could become the real version of Oryx, effectively. Because it goes on with his will and his need to survive, you know? And that might be enough to then, in Hive ritual terms, summon him back. Whether that ends up being true or not is all spin foil in theory, but like, oh, there's big implications, dude. Like, it's exciting.
Well, what I liked about that lore piece in particular is there's a statement that says she acts on my will unbeknownst to her. So her behavior, although, I mean, I fully believe that Eris is well-intentioned, but her behavior, even when well-intentioned, is being forged by his will. Like that's the insistent statement inside of the lore. So like, I think that's really interesting. I also think that it's super interesting that, and we haven't even talked about this, and I don't know how we haven't, that the pyramid, that the darkness was here all along.
Yes, it's been here since literally the Golden Age.
The beginning.
Freaking Revelation. Yeah, it's been there all along.
We thought that the darkness was so far away, and that the darkness, you know, was coming, right? It sensed the Traveler's Light and was coming.
Nope, just
but
taking
it's
a nap.
Here.
It was just present.
It was just either like influencing, manipulating, or observing from behind the scene. But the darkness has watched us kill Atheon, kill Crota, and the darkness may have even inspired Crota to massacre all the Guardians on the moon. Like, I mean, or
made it a little simpler, perhaps,
or made
something. But it's definitely been there. It's definitely had an influence on the story.
Yeah, on the big screen. Oh, you can make it an even bigger screen.
Like theater mode.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get a phone charger because my phone is like 2%.
You cut out for a second and I was like, oh. Stop, babe.
Awesome. Oh.
The XO are among the greatest.
Well, that's a cool
They
shade.
are well. Let's see what we've got.
Definitely not like them loading in.
Sienna, can you please get my phone charger out? Can you get my phone charger out, please?
Really?
What
do you think?
It's right there. Why didn't we do that? Because my phone's gonna die. I mean, in my room. Huh? I made it in my room.
Huh?
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 Thank you. What? Do you have any washing? No. Why? Oh my gosh.
What?
You can lie down and you can look it up on the
On the roof?
no, on the pretend roof.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Hello, game. Hello.
Ooh. Your outfit looks pretty cool.
Thank you.
Nice and blue.
Motherfucker.
Here you go. Take it easy.
Stick as many missiles in it as you like. It's still a flying bus.
Your light is what makes you a guardian. Come, test it.
The dish is out of alignment again.
Eternity.
Just gonna take a break.
great an honor as to choose. Warlock, I will try to explain. Osiris is not at the lighthouse. The Nine would be able to sense him there. You have questions, Warlock. I have answers. Or I did.
Take a look at Job Simulator because you tried Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted.
What the fuck?
Oculus sends me notifications.
Oh. Oh dear.
My warriors do not die easily. They fight because I gave them their freedom.
Imagine if they fought because you gave them a hope. My champion's are ready, Keitel. Is
How
yours?
did he die?
Because he used a sword to launch me into a wall.
Oh.
Arise, my chosen! Fight for the glory of the Cabal!
Keitel, your champion falls.
You have honored our traditions, and I must honor yours. I will see you soon, to bargain.
I'm glad to hear it. You will find our talent for diplomacy matches our skill in combat.
Like,
what?
Just crouch in front of him. Mighty foe defeated.
Put me in another one that's almost complete.
Eh.
I'm not loading. I was gonna say I'm not loading in with any ships, which is a good sign. But...
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Empress Keitel, we invoke the right of proving. The Vanguard sends forth its champions.
The challenge is met. Our blood flows together. May it lead to unity.
Ew, I don't like the tentacle one.
Harpy?
I
The
think
one
so.
that looks like my ghost?
Yeah. Hello?
I just go, hello.
No, that was me. It just stopped working for some reason.
I am outside of that barrier. You can move through the barrier.
I'm backside a little bit. Oh god. That hurt.
You willingly enter the Halphus Electus. I welcome you, but my forces, they do not.
How did that work out, huh?
It worked.
Jesus Christ.
What?
I mean, yeah, sure I did.
Oh no, I'm starved.
My tank is restless. Do what you came for. Fight well, or die quickly. We lost our world to the Hive. Why will you not stand with us?
We signed no treaties at the end of a gun.
Going through the vehicle bay. My pilots enjoy a challenge.
Then they shall have one.
Professional guitar. Professional guitar.
your guardians scurry through my tank like vermin. Is this how the Vanguard fights its wars?
Our fight is with your champion. We need not slaughter every Cabal in your army.
Do not expect gratitude. Those you leave behind will grow. They will learn.
Good. If our foes are capable of growth, let us be the catalyst that forces them to change.
I know stories of fiends who cut at the legs of powerful heroes. My tank will not be felled so easily.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I see now how you fight, Guardians. Your potential is wasted running errands for your commander.
Oh no.
Enough.
Here we got pulled up.
Oh.
My champions are ready, Kaido. Is yours?
Let the rite of proving commence!
I mean, your previous time.
Keitel, your champion falls.
I did not imagine this outcome. Your guardians have powers told of in the old stories.
Our vaults are full of relics from those who underestimated us. If you ever cross the Vanguard again, bring a bigger tank.
I wanna live, wanna live better. One more.
One more what?
Strike.
Oh. Into what?
I get pinnacle gear, I think.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's just gear that's like a fair bit above your light level.
Oh yeah.
We're approaching the temple, Petra.
Copy that. Standing by.
We're heading inside now.
Good. Descend to the heart of the temple. You're looking for one of the Queen's Techians. Tech witches, you Guardians call them. Her name is Sadia. She was taken, but she can be saved. Her will is not her own. Grant her the mercy that she cannot grant you.
I can get us to the bottom of the temple from here. Cover me. They've sabotaged the elevator.
He's holding E that entire time.
It's just waiting for them to get this close.
Yeah.
That's the witch. Remember, we're here to save her. Watch that debris. She's on the move.
What the hell?
Mora, I failed you.
That hurts my eyes.
What?
The like jiggling around the screen.
Oh.
I bring gifts of the Nine. Gifts you sorely need.
The Cabal are bringing in a fortified mining lander. I believe this means a resource grab.
Is it your will to return?
Hey, you! Clear out!
I'd expect a Cabal mining expedition to be heavily armed. Be careful.
Wonder if a warlock could decipher these Hive runes.
Let me just magic some stuff into my inventory.
As you know.
Let's go. Hell yes.
Hell yes.
It's frenzy. Huh. And then that one. So the reason that that's good is because blinding grenades is just a broken ability.
Yeah.
But it has one bullet in the magazine. But
Oh, what the hell?
Slideways partially reloads the
Oh.
weapon whenever you slide.
Oh.
So if you only have one bullet whenever you slide, it just
Yeah.
reloads. So everyone's been trying to get it for like when Witch Queen and stuff comes out, because it'll have a legendary difficulty campaign thing.
Okay, yeah, that's
But
so
if you're
cool.
able to
Help.
just like blind slide, blind slide, blind
Yeah.
slide, blind slide.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. What?
I was just copying the sound of me.
That was nothing like the sound.
What do you mean? It's identical.
Oh.
Zola defeated. Sidearm shotgun. Don't have a sidearm. Got it. Awful probably would have been better. But Frenzy's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Awful makes it so you do more damage to bosses.
Behind the curtain of the universe lies the Ascendant Plane.
Oh, okay.
Here, causality
And what is
meets
Frenzy?
consciousness, and
Frenzy's the
worlds
one
are born. Go.
Ah,
Find
yeah.
our lost Techians and
Yeah, no,
bring
that
them
makes
home.
sense. We'll keep that one.
See, like, you shoot, you go through this whole animation, whereas now, slide,
Yeah.
and then blinding grenades pretty much does what the name implies.
Yeah. OP as frick.
I'm noticing dimensional distortions in your ghost's readings. A beacon should be nearby.
Oops. The heck out. What the hell?
I'm detecting beacon alignment, but there are enemies closing on your position.
What does that mean?
Scorn. Harvesting ascendant energy with such
Yeah.
simple brute
For this
force.
one,
They must be
Catalyst
stopped.
is literally just called. Wait for it. Like the see more wolves.
Hang on, it takes a very long time. I'm like 20 seconds behind. Oh, it's just Galahorn Catalyst.
Yeah, but when I hover over it, see it's Pack Hunter, and then more wolves.
Oh. I mean, oh yeah, true. At least that adds to your whole thing, right?
Yeah. Mother.
Oh no.
It go down.
Oh no, what the hell? I wonder how long it go down for.
Yeah. I think it got to like 400 meters.
Oh Jesus. 400 feet? My god. He fell down.
It appears these decaying vermin have discovered a means to refine ascendant energy.
Jesus.
This is a Corsair wayfinding cache. Information on their search for me through the ruins of this place. To imagine my Corsairs looked for me, even here, that they gave their lives while searching through these crooked plains. A queen would not be humbled. I will add their sacrifice to the weight I already bear.
dark intellect in the Scorn is a cruel reflection of their former lives as Elixni. But to have reverse-engineered a process to refine Ascendant energy, they could not have done this on their own.
Oh dear.
Now we know what Xivu Arath was planning for her rat-born armies. She intends to conquer the Ascendant Plane.
Beacon aligned. They'll have felt that. Be ready.
I healed it.
Nailed it.
Ugh.
So, the Scorn stage some sort of ritual combat? This is not of Elixni culture. Are they developing their own? Remove these vermin.
Is dumb.
No, you're not.
Them is dumb.
Oh. Well. How could you have known? This data cache was left by one of my Techians after the Battle of Saturn. It bears my name. She was trying to reach me through the power of her will. She entered this plane and summoned me. And she succeeded, after a fashion. Rest. Your queen has heard your call.
Where do I find the last code?
for the last credit.
Had it.
Hurrah! Ah. Adventure. Screams, what's that?
These creepy aliens like crawl on the ground with like blue orbs on their back that explode.
Ew.
That's what I'm saying.
These Scorn appeared to be in the early stages of
Oh,
developing
mine
some
hates
form of
trees.
trial by combat. I'm reminded of your Crucible, Guardian. Mockeries of life, sloughing off the skin of their former culture. If the Scorn are learning, changing, what are they becoming?
Don't look. Do the thing. Go over here.
The final beacon is aligned. I'm detecting severe paracausal emanations in your vicinity. Get ready.
Drop it. Twist it. Throw it. Kill it.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an action. My god. They did not want you there. still really bad.
Jesus.
That just took all of your health. Fine. I'm getting... Okay, guys. See you soon. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm back. Love you.
Done. The beacons are in alignment, and Xivu Arath's forces are in retreat. Let's bring our lost sister home.
The Taken presence here is overwhelming. With Quria defeated, I assumed Savathun would have lost control of them. But they seem just as organized, just as directed. By whose hand?
There are greater things in the dark than hive gods, Ikora. The Black Fleet's powers are vast. Oryx did not invent the Taken. He merely borrowed them.
Hey, man, I'm back.
Ayo.
Okay. Hey. Ew, was that light mode Reddit? My eyes.
Looks cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Jesus.
Ooh, that looks nice. I like that robe.
Yeah. Some good colors.
Yeah.
Ooh, purple.
Ooh, yeah.
I can fully upgrade this now. Let's go. Achievement get.
Good job, baby.
Oh, shouldn't have dismantled that. There's an L13. True.
I am at your mercy, Guardian. This construct protects me from those who wish me harm. Who is Savathun, you ask? You already know. Oh, Guardian mine. I am your friend. I tried to protect you from the Black Fleet. You called it interference. Don't worry. I was not offended. Instead, I found a form more pleasing to your eyes. Osiris was lost. Lightless. I saved him from Xivu Arath and assumed his shape so I could guide your victory against her. I ferried the reborn prince to your city so he could be redeemed. I protected Zavala from Kaido's ambitions, ending a war before it could even begin. I delivered the House of Light on its knees to Ikora. I unmasked the enemies lurking inside your city's walls and destroyed them. You may disagree with my methods, but you can't argue with results. I am no villain, and you are no hero. We are paracausal.
Oh, whoa.
So check this out, look. Go away and it's like, ooh, then you get closer. Geometry! Our biggest enemy.
First it was
the circle.
Yeah. Spear gang, spear gang.
Spear gang. It's so big, Jesus.
Wait, where are you? Are you inside the black pyramid?
No. I'm inside the helm.
Ah.
Which is on Earth.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And then
Ah,
that
yeah.
outline is the Troubler.
Oh, yes, yeah, yeah.
Chunky.
Wait, we got no straight lines in this one. We got them curves.
Now, I want to do this. I want to do an exorcism. What do I want to use for the exorcism? Yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
This is fine. I believe you.
Freaking blue gauntlets.
Guardian, thanks to your efforts, my coven is reassembled. Once the blind well is prepared, the ritual to exorcise Savathun's worm will begin.
The Hive are disrupting the alignment of the blind well. Realign the beacons to activate the ley line network.
Change my mind. I want to use this. This.
That's the first beacon activated. 2 more to go. The ley lines are conjoining. 1 beacon to go.
The ley lines thrum with energy. All is in readiness. Assemble in my spire for the ritual. Look to the sky, Guardian. Hear the worm gods roar. After millennia of insatiable destruction, they are powerless against my retribution.
This is Xivu Arath's last chance to capture Savathun. She's dispatched all local forces to the spire. Use the teleporters to join us as soon as you can.
67.
Jesus Christ.
Although then again, I've only been playing these couple weeks and I'm like 86 or something.
Corsairs to me! Fall back to the entrance! Hold this line to the last soldier! For the reef! Guardian, with the ley lines activated, Xivu Arath's forces are pouring in from the Ascendant Plane. We're being overrun! Break
I
through
didn't
the
find it
hive
compared to the...
I used to be a lot.
okay. Yeah.
Well, there was always like
Okay.
you have forces.
Yeah.
Reinforcements have arrived! Rally, Reefborn! Death to the hive!
Guardian, commune with us. The ritual is about to begin.
Osiris admired your patience, but you look antsy to me. Having doubts?
Doubt is a useful tool, but double-edged. Do not let it lead you astray. Leave him be, and keep to your promises, or I'll let him drag you into Xivu Arath's waiting jaws.
And then she would swallow you as well. Why must we threaten each other?
I am merely clarifying my intent. It is time. Yalaya, Sajari, Austin, and Savathun. We are sisters of circumstance, bonded by fate. Open those bonds to each other. Become one. Expel the parasite from our collective.
Oh god.
This moment is simply the strike of a match.
Ew,
The
oh my
fires
god,
we
no,
light
ew.
here will burn long after.
Stop. Stop, stop, stop. I don't want to look at that.
Large concentrations of Xivu Arath's forces are closing in on our position. Protect the queens.
I'm looking away.
None shall enter!
Xivu Arath's forces are converging on your position. Defend Queen Mara and the Techians until the ritual is complete.
Safety here, friend! Breathe! And fight again!
Really accurate vengeance.
Xivu Arath is desperate. She's sending her new champion as a last resort.
What's so special about this quest?
What?
Okay, so see with like this weapon, it has 1 perk here, 1 perk here, and then 2 here, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it is with all weapons, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for this one quest, it can drop stuff from this season, and the last 2 slots can have 2 things in them. So it's a higher chance of getting a god roll.
Oh, damn.
Look at me with my glowing fists in the background.
You're running out of time. I feel my sister bearing down on you.
Yeah.
Your family is tenacious, if nothing else.
No more than yours.
My brother spent years suffering punishment for the path you made him walk. Finally, justice finds its mark. Let this be the end of it.
What? Someone skipped it.
Huh. That's kind of dumb. You shouldn't be able to skip it.
See?
Ah, nice. Another wolf.
Yeah. What? So much
Surrounding
lore for
it.
just this one weapon.
Yeah. Holy moly, what the hell?
Holy shit, that's a lot of discipline. Not what I want though. Oh, 1320 though. Again. Ooh, those look cool. Fluffy.
Ooh, very nice.
Remember this.
Remember what? No.
It was in the quest that Cade 6 dies.
Oh. Oh man.
At like the start of it.
Yeah. No. Why would you remind me?
Also, look how cool I am.
Wow.
Wait. You see this?
Hang on. Yeah.
See how it's Trials Prestige ornament?
Ooh, wow.
See, look, it makes it glow. Whereas the normal one is just lame.
It's just lame.
Yeah.
Can't be having no lame stuff.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, look how glowy these gauntlets are. Doesn't even matter what color you do it.
Ooh.
The white.
Some of those colors though. Ah! Oh god, that's too much.
Ooh, the Trials gauntlets.
Oh, that looks nice. Ooh. Flashy.
Guardian, thanks to your efforts, my coven is reassembled. Once the blind well is prepared, the ritual to exorcise Savathun's worm will begin.
The Hive are disrupting the alignment of the blind well. Realign the beacons to activate the ley line network.
You get the heal, Rich.
That's the first beacon activated. 2 more to go. The ley lines are conjoining. 1 beacon to go.
The ley lines thrum with energy. All is in readiness. Assemble in my spire for the ritual.
If your name is Junior and you're real name, come on, raise your hand.
Look to the sky, Guardian.
I
Hear
that
the
one
worm
takes
gods roar.
Oh,
After
no, that one
millennia
not
of
good.
insatiable destruction, they are powerless
I
against
don't know
my
why.
retribution.
I haven't heard it either.
This is Xivu Arath's last chance to capture Savathun. She's dispatching all local forces to the Spire. Use the teleporters to join us as soon as you can. Corsairs to me! Fall back to the entrance! Hold this line to the last soldier! For the Reef! Guardian, with the ley lines activated, Xivu Arath's forces are pouring in from the Ascendant Plane. We're being overrun! Break through the hive lines! Reinforcements have arrived! Rally, Reefborn! Get
Guardian, commune with us. The ritual is about to begin.
Hello, my love. Osiris admired your patience, but you look antsy to me. Having doubts?
Doubt is a useful tool, but double-edged. Do not let it lead you astray.
Ugh.
Leave him be, and keep to your promises, or I'll let him drag you into Xivu Arath's waiting jaws.
It's the way that other emotes
And then
still
she would
plays.
swallow you as well.
Yeah.
Why must we threaten each other?
I am merely clarifying my intent. It is time. Yalaya, Sajari, Austin, and Savathun. We are sisters of circumstance, bonded by fate. Open those bonds to each other. Become one. Expel the parasite from our collective.
You guys are having a dance party. Very funky moves.
This moment is simply the strike of a match. The fires we light here will burn long after. Be ready.
Large concentrations of Xivu Arath's forces are closing in on our position. Protect the queens.
Here's 1,000 voices. There's Luna.
None shall enter!
Yellow.
Xivu Arath's forces are converging on your
entered.
position. Defend Queen Mara
Wait, let me
and the
whack him in the
Techians
face.
until the ritual is complete.
Just look them dancing in the background. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Oh, I got knocked out. What the what? I don't know if it picks up the thing, but when I actually shoot the rockets, it sounds like they're bowing. Like the
And it doesn't quite pick up. There's too many unloud.
Yeah. This gun is totally fine.
It's just taking its time.
Because it has a perk called 4 and 2, so every 4 precision hits you get 2
Yeah.
bullets back.
Watch that puny bullet
So,
bounce
Alright.
I have, what, 36 in the magazine.
Yeah.
So you can get up to, what, 54 bullets from one
Oh my
magazine.
god. Yeah.
I wonder if you actually ever kill them. Surely. Just all shoot them with like a gallows
Yeah.
or something.
Xivu Arath is desperate. She's sending her new champion as a last resort.
Never stood a chance. Really, but surely. That's ridiculous. Busted.
There's also one that, like, tough or something, in which every 2 shots you hit, you get one back. So it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So glad everyone was doing the thing with one. People were already dead, so they respawned just in time, so that instead of the thing ending.
Yeah.
Ow. Lost time there.
That's the main thing. Got knocked up. Fire.
Bit of a glitch on the screen. Will we get to watch it this time?
With so many people, I would say no.
Fists of Rage.
You're running out of time. I feel my sister bearing down on you.
Your family is tenacious, if nothing else.
No more than yours.
My brother spent years suffering punishment for the path you made him walk. Finally, justice finds its mark. Let this be the end of it.
I like how she just kind of stood there.
Yeah.
Just my fists in the background.
At least you can see where you are.
Thank you.
At least we got Osiris back.
Yeah. Best boy.
What? Game? My loot? Scammed. Surely not. just noticed something.
What?
They're just a bit chunkier than my arms.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looks so cool though. Oh, well, I'm gonna get off.
Hey.
Because the Oculus is starting to make my eyes very sore, and I'm very tired.
Yeah.
And I must be up early. No, I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Why?
Oh, my eyes.
That one. I look like I am going to sell drugs to kids. What?
That's so odd. Like, it's so specific, you're gonna sell drugs to kids.
There we go.
Oh god.
I'm like the Red Skull. Wait.
What the fuck?
Is it bad that I kinda like it?
Oh no, really?
Wait, is Ethan on? I gotta get Ethan to inspect me. Wait 1 second. I'm going back in the Discord in a sec. Ethan.
Choosing the all-star, these people are waving.
Ethan.
This.
Ethan. Is he even there?
And it was really cute the way all these older NBA players are waving until they showed Karl Malone.
Yeah. He's waving to his I'm not gonna say actually. It's gonna be fucked.
Is Ethan AFK at the moment?
Yeah, he just went AFK. and he's coming
Motherfucker.
back soon. In a
Look
second.
at my Destiny character, I look like Red Skull.
I can look very quickly. That's quite sick.
I'm gonna.
Hey, that's all I wanted to say. Tell Ethan to inspect me when he gets back.
Yep.
What did he get? What did he do?
Ayo.
Ew. What do you think?
He got back as I joined you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no. So you didn't get this reaction.
What the fuck is that? Worm husk crown. That looks cool. What's it do? Dodging gives a small health and shield bump. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
What happens if I just... Oh, they're playing Iron Baron. I'm gonna join them. In a sec.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, you are go bye-bye or stay in the car?
Yes,
Or...
I am go bye-bye. I am go bye-bye before I die.
Can't have that.
No. I'll let you know when I wake up.
Hey.
Which, I don't know, I'm assuming that you're going to be coming over after Matthew gets home from school, right?
Yeah, most likely. I didn't even actually think
Oh, yeah.
about the fact that he would have school. But
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Oh, no worries. I'll see you
Unless you want to
again.
go out to get him a present.
Yeah, I just don't know what I would get him, honestly.
Money.
Exactly. So that's just what I'm gonna do.
Sounds good.
Anyways, enjoy playing Destiny.
I shall try.
And don't stay up too late. Make sure you get a good night's sleep.
No promises.
Fair enough. Okay, handsome. I love you.
I love you too. I hope you get a good
Good
sleep.
night. Yeah, I'll try my best, Miss Sienna.
Good point. I should be saying good luck.
Yeah. Definitely need some of that. Okay, baby. Good night.
Good night. Sleep well.
Mama.
Sweet dreams.
You too, handsome.
I'll message you when I get up.
Okay, okay. Good night.
Good night. I love you.
I love you too.
Sleep well.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Mwah.